I mean, I'm not gonna talk about these detractors. I'm not gonna talk about their lies and words they say.
I ain't mad at you.
But they are just jealous. I'm the owner of a multi-million-dollar company, and I'm moving differently. I'm moving differently. Grown-ass man acting like that, especially that's not normal grown man behavior. It's weird, fucking weird. Why is no, don't ban him. Sturgis, find his address. You're not getting that from me, bro. You're not getting that from me.
I ain't mad at you.
I'm not mad at you.
I ain't mad at you.
I'm not mad at you.
I ain't mad at you.
I'm not mad at you. I'm not mad at you. Not at all, at all, at all, at all. At all, at all.
I ain't mad at you.
Not at all. Not at all.
I ain't mad at you.
I ain't mad at you either.
I ain't mad at you.
I ain't mad at you.
Not at all.
A lot of Tupac references from Eric July.
I ain't mad at you.
I ain't mad at you.
By any means.
By any means.
So yeah, anyway, back to shit that matters. Wow, goddamn, man, y'all gotta stop with this K-ass fucking shit. Like, I get it. Motherfuckers saying what they gotta say about me. I'm totally aware of that. I'm not engaging.
How do people listen to this? Every time I watch Eric July, like, he's screaming at his audience, I just ask myself, like, how do people sit in the audience and go, just continue to yell at me and call me gay shit, motherfucker? Just continue, Eric. I love it. Absolutely fucking love it. How do people sit there and listen to this? There's no entertainment value at all watching this fucking retard spurg out at them and call them racial epithets. There's no... Tony...
There's not.
Oh my God. Look at his balls. They are so big. He must be one of those gamer guys. Like, who understands them anyway?
I say, what? Balls! Who's got the balls? I got the balls. Big, big, big balls. Who's got the balls? I got the balls. The big, big, big balls. The balls. Who got the balls? I got the balls. The big, big, big balls. Balls. Who got the balls? I got the balls. The big, big, big balls. Balls. Who's got them balls? I got them balls. Big, big balls. Who's got them balls? I got them balls. Big, big balls. Balls. Big, big balls.
Well, let me just introduce you to my balls here, okay? The right one's Chuck, and the left one's Norris.
This song is all about my balls. 'Cause they big, the opposite of smalls. I see my balls be bouncing left and right. My balls be owning you tonight.
Who got the balls? I got
I
the
got
balls.
the balls, big balls.
Who got the balls? I
I
got the
got the
balls.
balls, big balls.
Who got them balls? I got them balls.
Big, big, big balls.
Who's got them balls?
I got the balls, big, big, big balls. Big motherfucking balls.
Let me just tell you a quick story about my balls, okay? They're big, they're round, and they're big.
Big, big balls. Balls.
My balls need some sucking. My balls need licking. My balls be swinging. My balls need some sucking. My balls need licking. My balls be swinging, swinging. Balls be swinging. My balls need legend, no imitation. My balls need to be my balls.
Balls! What's up, meatbags? It is the chosen one of CG, the Chicano Stan Lee, the one, the only Tony. That's right. And I'm joined by Finbar, drawn by his daughter, is the guy going with what?
And the
Is
Gavy
it
with
Gavy?
lizard coming up the rear.
What's up, Finbar?
Good evening, gentlemen. How are we doing?
I'm great. I'm fantastic. I'm ready to monetize my haters. But before then, we got to say hello to TJ 3 second behind laser. What's up, TJ?
Be what it is, and it is what it be. My goddamn internet.
That it is. Hey guys, any new D picks? Tons of them. Tons of them. Very.
I'll DM you later.
very-
Sweet.
Yeah. Was about to go out to a Chinese buffet. I'm the female Vito. What's up? So we got a lot to talk about. So many things. We got to go over a Kickstarter for a comic called Cavemen. I want to highlight that. I think it's fantastic. I want to talk about Tom King. He was accused of lazy script writing. Oh man, that's definitely something we gotta go over because man, I think my script writing is almost as lazy as Tom King's. Then of course Anthony Mackie saying Brave New World is going to be like a reset for the MCU. Looking forward to that. We got to go over the Joker trailer. I haven't seen it yet, so we're gonna watch that live. Get my live reaction. We got to talk about. Yeah. There's a new article from Deadline about Transformers G.I. Joe crossover movie officially set in stone. We got to talk about Gina Carano. Disney made a response. She made a response to Disney's response. And Reacher actor Alan Richson. Man, this guy's been on a show that is heavily endorsed by a lot of conservatives, a lot of MAGA Republicans. And he came out and said some pretty shitty things about Donald Trump and Christians, which is a unique strategy considering those are
As he always does.
As who always does? Alan
He
Richardson?
doesn't always do that.
TJ's like 30 minutes behind.
Yeah, I am. Fuck it.
I have no idea what he was replying to. So, but whatever. Someone always does it. Oh, man. And then we got to talk about. I think this is it's gonna be a little special thing. We're gonna call this preemptive outrage. Right? It's where YouTubers and stuff they get really mad at something, or they call something a disaster, or it's woke, it's crazy, and then invariably they watch the item, the show, the movie, whatever it is, and then they love it, but they kind of forget what they said before. And they're fans with their cognitive dissonance and their goldfish memories. So we're going to go over that. Other than that, I think we got a full plate. Also, we got some new merch. We got 23 people here. You guys are going to be the first to understand, to see the glory that is the brand new merch. But before we get to that, Finbar, how's your week been?
It's been okay.
That's it? That's it? You haven't done anything? You haven't...
No, it's school at the end of school. It's Easter holidays over here for the kids, so I've had to look after my daughter. As you can tell with the artwork that I've got on my avatar, I had to keep her occupied for about an hour today.
That's some beautiful artwork. We're gonna have to hit up your daughter to draw the next book.
We
Finbar's
were
arms break. Rosie's drawing the next.
Yeah, we were discussing the frogman that's emerging from my anus.
He's tiny back there. A little tiny frogman just coming out.
I may have to delete that.
It's crazy. But yeah, I mean, I've seen artwork from some of the no longer associated with CG people that is probably on par with Rosie's art here. So
might get TJ to ink it, actually.
Yeah, get TJ to ink it, it'll be all good.
Yeah.
It's better than Finbar's art.
It'll prove that I'm not really needed in this equation.
Clearly, 0 3D assets were used. Bravo, yeah. That's how we'll sell it with like no 3D assets, all Rosie's art.
Yeah, we'll sell copyrighted. Well, a copyrighted character.
Speaking of which, we're going to be selling a
Well, actually, it is copyrighted because I own the copyright to this art that we're going to be selling pretty soon. But before then, TJ Laser, how's your week been?
It's all right. I'm copying Finbar.
I'll get her to draw you one, TJ. That's what I'll do.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting
Alright.
for you, Finbar.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry, man.
My week.
I ain't mad at you.
I ain't mad at you either. My
Yeah,
week's
man.
been fantastic. Just avoiding all the drama. No drama at all. We did 2 gaming streams. It was fantastic. We had a good crowd. We finally beat Tales of Iron. Took us 2 streams. It took us 4 hours. It's like 4 hours on one stream and then like 15 minutes because there was that last boss that I couldn't beat before I had to log off the first night. And then we played some Double Dragon Gaiden. Beat that. Then I got an email from Konami, of all people. And they're like, hey, we see that you're awesome. You got a big dick. You're fucking sexy. You're the type of person we want to talk about our game. Contra, the new one. That was it. I don't even fucking know the name of it. They're like, we want you to talk about it because you're fucking awesome. And I'm like, yeah. Sure. And they're like, here, we're going to send you the game and the pre-order stuff. It's out already, but we're going to send you the pre-order shit and the game for free. And just talk about it. So I'm going to have to probably do a review on the main channel. This is one of those instances where the new channel hasn't been, brought up to snuff, as it were. And so they're expecting it to be on the main channel. So I'm going to have to probably do a review on the main channel, but then we'll play it. We'll stream it on the gaming channel.
Yeah, they don't want your shitty 20 sub channel showcasing their game, do they?
It was not 20. I think there's like 40 subs already.
Is it?
That's good. We're like nearing the 50 sub.
Well, there's 30 people in here, so I expect each and every one of them to be subbed already.
That's Prog Tony Gaming. I expect it too.
If I
expect all 2,600 of you guys to be subbed to me. Eventually you will. Look, why am I tired? I got 46 subs on the gaming channel, which is fantastic. Ron Damon's here. Says, guys, any diaper new? What? Y'all some weird motherfuckers.
We must be missing some stuff that's going on in that other bubble that we used to be in.
Yeah. Melissa says, I keep drawing Tony back into the X drama. It wasn't drama. He didn't draw me into any drama. There's no drama. I'm just relaxing on Twitter. I did reply to a Sturgis. I quote tweeted a Sturgis tweet because I don't know if you guys. I had to give him some advice. Sturgis needed some advice, and I had to be the one to give it to him, right? And I think we'll even show it. I'll highlight it because sometimes people say really dumb things.
Why do you feel like you need to give him advice?
Because I feel like I'm partly responsible for all of his troubles, right?
Right. So the best thing to do is to make them worse by keeping on annoying him.
No, this is not me annoying it. This is literally me giving him free advice. This is like really good. Look, I won't even show it and everything. All right, so this is what he said. He says, remember this one at 210LG? It says, when weirdos were trying to snitch a year ago about how I was simulcasting even though I was banned from Twitch. And he puts this up. He goes, look, here's Renown Zero simulcasting and on both Twitch and 2. So I said, snitch implies that you did in fact break terms of service and were upset that you were being called out for doing so. Little advice, never publicly admit to doing that. Guys, if you commit a crime, don't go on Twitter and publicly admit it. Right? Saying that someone is snitching on you, like, oh man, someone snitched on me for selling drugs. That means you sold drugs. You are now admitting to selling drugs. If you're saying, hey, this guy snitched on me for doing a thing, that means you did the thing. You're just mad. Yeah, you're just mad that he's calling you out on it. You're just mad that he's pointing out that you're doing bad things. This is why English is so important. This is why learning what words mean is so very fucking important in this world. Okay? So
watch what you tweet. Always.
Exactly. Always. All right. let's show off this new merch. I don't know if you guys know this, but I recently made a acquisition. I acquired a piece of artwork from an Ethan Van Sciver. I don't know if you heard of this guy. His name is Ethan Van Sciver. Very famous artist. He's a very famous comic book artist. He used to do caricatures when he was growing up. He used to work in the mall, and he'd see weird looking people, and he'd draw them, and they'd give him money. Well, he saw a weird looking person named Sturgis, and he decided he was going to draw him, and then he put it up for auction. He said, you get all rights to this art. You buy it, it's yours. You can do whatever you want with it. You have all rights. You have all property rights, all copyright. It's yours. It's 100% yours to do with whatever you see fit. And of course, I immediately saw all the value in this art. Because not only was it a beautiful caricature that captured both the pathetic and sad nature of Sturgis, but also it's a little funny. And I think people would appreciate this. So, bought that art, got all the rights, and now I have successfully added 2 new items to the shop. So here it is. Here's the shop. As you can see, we got all the Frogman stuff. All right. It says unpublished on this because for whatever reason, when I go to the store, it shows me the things that are unpublished, that are unavailable. But when you go to the store, it won't show you the hoodies because they're not available. I told you after winter, they're gone. But here you go. You can get a $3 sticker that says "Dumb Motherfuckers."
You're allowed to do that. You're allowed to cuss.
He always says "motherfucker" for some reason.
Motherfuckers. So you can get that, or if you're feeling thirsty and you want to get yourself a nice mug, you can get your Sturgis monetize your haters, bud. There you go, Sturgis. Right on your mug. You know, take a little Sturgis with you everywhere you go. You're having your morning coffee, you and Sturgis, monetize your haters. $15. Ethan Van Sciver, Sturgis caricature mug.
Do you know what I would have done? I would have deleted the EVS autograph from it. It's like, it's yours, man.
It's part of the picture. No, it's not my draw. I didn't draw it.
I thought it was a little arm, right? You know,
it's prestige.
I thought it was a tiny little arm, but it's not. It's Ethan's.
You thought it was a little hobbit arm?
Well, he's got his 2 mibs, and then it's like a little arm coming out of the side of his, like that side of his body. But it's not. It says Ethan because he does this funny signature where it's a diamond.
Yeah. There you go. And it's got all his curlies, little curlies in his beard. Fantastic. It looks just like him. So good. There you go, kids. We're
is he
spreading the joy.
Is he happy with that, or do we know
who? Sturgis? He says it doesn't look anything like him.
Wow, come on.
And he also says, "Who is Sturgis?"
Yeah, he says,
"Who is Sturgis?" He's even got him sitting in the same pose that he sits in.
He was watching the video of Sturgis doing like yelling about EBS.
Well, what does he see when he looks in the mirror?
A very handsome young man, apparently.
That thing in the Simpsons.
Yeah, Eric July.
Yeah.
Carl can put his pencils in his blind mug. Yeah. Yeah. He also thinks Isom is great. Maybe that's why he can't see. So he's like, he doesn't know he looks bad. He doesn't know Isom looks bad.
It's all
got a big head and tiny little arms. And that is from Meet the Robinsons? DreamWorks? Was it DreamWorks or no? It was Pixar. Was it Pixar? Was it a Disney movie? Meet the Robinsons?
Never seen it.
No, it's Disney. It isn't Pixar.
It's Disney. It's not Pixar. All right, yeah. That's the quote because there's a giant dinosaur, and he's trying to get the guy, and he's like, "Why can't you get him?" And he's like, "I got a big head and tiny little arms because he can't reach him with his T-Rex arms."
Is it
I think
Disney and Pixar one and the same?
No. Disney acquired Pixar, but they're a separate entity legally.
Right.
I'm gonna get all the girls with the mug. You'll have the whole mug collection. 56K.
56. Do you buy every mug that he fucking throws out there because it looks like it?
Don't insult the fans.
I'm not insulting.
Look, I literally on Twitter today, I had to fight with somebody because they were trying to monetize my artwork. Okay, I own it. I own the copyright to that art. Okay, you can't put it on buttons, on T-shirts, on stickers. You can't put it on a fucking envelopes. You can't put it on.
Will you license
folders. I'll license it. Yeah, we could work out a licensing
work a deal out then.
But I'm definitely not allowing anyone to monetize my Sturgis drawing without express written permission. Okay, this is like when you know the little advisory you get at the end of the Major League Baseball games without the express written permission of MLB.
Yeah,
you cannot monetize my Sturgis without the express written permission of Geek Getaway LLC.
It's like an NFT. Right? You've got ownership of it on the blockchain.
Yeah,
whatever the fuck that means.
Whatever it means, I got it. It belongs to me. And I got big plans for this. We're going to monetize the shit out of this. So, guys, get your mugs. A limited edition. They're not going to be around forever. Same thing with the stickers. We're probably going to throw out a T-shirt with it on there. And maybe, I was thinking, I'm going to run this by everybody at the same time here, but maybe we have a concept art book, right? You know, of fabulous Frogman characters and, you know, potential future characters and stuff like that. And we could use this as the cover image on the caricature concept art book. What do you guys think? We'd have an exclusive EVS cover for our art book.
I don't know, man. Front cover?
Front cover. Because it's got the little speech bubble. We can have them put like Fabulous Frogman art book in the speech bubble. Buy Tony's art book. We could make Sturgis say whatever we want and put it on the cover of a book that we sell. I hate Isom. He could be saying, I hate Isom. Eric July is gay.
I don't know, man. I don't know. We have to talk about this.
I think it's a fantastic idea.
Sounds like a plan to me.
It's not really something me and TJ can stop you from doing at the end of the day, is it? You're going to do it, aren't you?
It's not a lot of things you can stop me from doing, no.
Tried all that.
It adds value to the book. Come on.
Yeah. So TJ's on board. Okay, 2-1.
There's literally people.
It's better than selling covers. 8 pages for $75, right?
Well, that's
make him say "I suck, Isom."
There you
That's
go.
what we really want to be selling it for, that, right? So you can recoup some of that $305 that you laid down on it.
EVS cover for like $3,700 less than what he charges, and that's the friend rate. His normal rate is like $10,000. Normally, EVS charges $10,000 for a cover. We somehow snuck in there and got a $300 cover.
Am I reading it right that he drew it on a comic book board?
Yeah.
Which he will probably then bag and send to you.
Yes.
He's got to throw a comic book in there, right? There's
No.
a little extra. He's not gonna. You think he won't put anything? He'll just send you a fucking bag and board, and that's it.
I don't even think he's gonna send a board or a bag. I think he's gonna put it inside like a mailer envelope, and that's it.
And not even put "do not bend" on it. Just send it.
Well, I hope it doesn't
In
get
fact,
bent.
he would put "please do bend." Fuck that frog. He'll say,
Please bend. He'll pre-bend it.
"Bend fuck out of this."
Normally, EVS just spits in the box. Yeah.
In fact, do you know what he's going to do? He's going to even fucking not even send it to you. He's going to send it to Lunga. Because he's got Lunga's address from all those books.
We got another 10, yeah, we got another 10K investment. Yeah. Look, we got this cover. I'm going to get it. I'm going to scan it into the computer. It's going to be all set. And I think we'll get him to say, this is better than Isom. Better than Dante. We could have him say, better than Dante's Inferno. And it'll be on the cover of our art book.
You're just going to have a room full of shit that you've acquired, like a Miko Shell, Sturgis cover, and then whatever other thing you move on to next, aren't you?
The Isom hat. Don't forget the Isom hat.
Yeah, that's right. Of course you do.
I got the EVS signed Isom hat. Look, I'm making moves. I'm making big moves. I think this is going to pay off in the long run.
Yeah.
If we get this art book, there's people who collect EVS art. So an exclusive EVS cover, they would almost be forced, like to have a complete EVS collection, they would be forced to buy this. Even if they didn't want it, even if they don't like Sturgis or know who Sturgis is, we would be forcing their hand to have to buy this art book for the cover because it is an official Ethan Van Sciver drawn cover.
You're going to be like that, aren't you? when
Solid
you get-
plan. We could charge like $25 just based on EVS having drawn the image that is on the cover.
You're going to go like this, right? You're going to, when you get it, you're going to go, Max, look at this thing I've bought. And he's going to go, oh, Dad, we're not eating again for a week, are we? This is the Amico shell again. And you're like, don't worry, son. It'll be worth it in the long run.
Look, this is why when I buy Bitcoin, I make money. And why you just laugh at people who lose money. Okay? There's winners, there's losers, and there's watchers. And you, Finbar, are a watcher.
I was buying it as well. Not Bitcoin. I couldn't afford it, but I was buying cryptocurrency. I wasn't laughing at people for losing money. I was just going, fuck, I'm glad I'm not that guy.
Sidekick Max just recovered from the because
Yeah,
he's gonna look at it and go, how am I
All the
ever gonna
missed meals.
financially recover from this, Dad? Bitcoin is going up again, yeah.
Yeah.
But supposedly it's gonna go back down because of the big war between Iran and Iraq or some shit.
Yeah, or some shit.
So I don't follow international politics.
Yeah, I do.
Do you?
I have to.
Well, he's forced to, yeah.
Let's just say this, right? If I go missing for quite some time, don't be surprised.
Damn. You're going to make me draw the entire comic book, aren't you?
Needs must, my friend.
Look, oh man. Okay, so I'm seeing this image on Twitter. I gotta show this because so you can see exactly where the
No, come on. Doesn't even look like me. Listen, I like this guy. I think he's really funny. But come on, mate. Not even a little bit. Is that what you're saying?
he's saying no. He's saying it doesn't look like him. You see, we could have him say whatever we want. We own Sturgis now, guys. Sturgis belongs to me. I have the rights to Sturgis. I can make him say whatever I want. I can license him. I can put him on condoms. I can put the image on birth control. Hell, I can go and license it out to other companies, like cat food or like fucking rat poison. I can have Sturgis's face. You know, like on Homer Simpson, where they had his face on the Japanese detergent.
Sparkle. Yeah,
Mr. Sparkle. Yeah, he could be our Mr. Sparkle, guys. The possibilities are endless. Sturgis gonna sue y'all. Sturgis and DC coming for that ass. But
we've seen him on record say that he isn't Sturgis. So
and
it doesn't look like that
doesn't
either.
even look like.
Yeah, he's what's he done? He's Alan Moored himself away from it. So don't worry.
I gave my mom to Az, and all I got was this Ready T-shirt. We can have him say that. Az fucked my mom. Guys, I think we might have to have a contest to see who can come up with the best thing to have Sturgis say on our product. We might even give you like a monetary win. Look, we'll give back to the community. We could have like a $100 contest. Best slogan wins. What do you think?
Sure, sounds good.
You're saying sure because it's my money. Like sure, as long as it's your money that you give it away, right? Caption contest. See? What is Sturgis? Says Eldridge. The name. Where did it come from? Okay, so drunken peasants were talking about Renown Zero, and tells his name. Holiday something. Holiday.
Hannibal.
I don't know who they are.
Well, it was a guest. One of the guests was like, "Oh, that guy looks like someone from the Sturgis rally, like a gay biker from the Sturgis rally." And then they just started calling him Sturgis. And then we started calling him Sturgis.
Somebody
other people.
Holiday.
Yeah.
Billy Holiday.
No. I forget what the hell's his name.
Summer Holiday.
All right. So people are very upset. Very, very upset. But we got Sturgis. We own him. He's ours. We're going to do it whatever we see fit. Like I said, right now we got stickers. We got mugs. T-shirts are incoming. Hell, we could use him for like thumbnails for our videos. We could have him say whatever we want. Man, I'm going to have so much fun with this this cover. It's gonna be fantastic.
Well, who's upset then?
Mostly Sturgis and like Riptars.
Well, he said he's not upset because he said it doesn't look like him, and he's not.
Yeah, well, he
Sturgis.
keeps saying that it doesn't look like him in very
really
angry
upset.
tones.
Nah, that's just how he talks.
You think so?
Yeah. He's actually quite a reasonable guy when you listen to the content of what he says.
Really? Because he made a video saying his channel was under attack.
Yeah, but it probably was.
I don't think it was.
From
Someone
Iran.
was just like, "Hey, don't use my image." He's like, "I'll use your image whatever I want." They're like, "We're gonna sue you, Sturgis." He's like, "I'm not Sturgis. Who's Sturgis?" That was a whole thing. But yeah,
And he started by insulting other people for their looks. So it's all on Sturgis.
all I know is it's a beautiful image drawn by a very world-renowned comic book artist. Yeah. So I don't know what to say. Who is Sturgis? Who is Sturgis? All right. Are we done with that? Should we move on?
Yeah.
We talk about abortion. I know that was a big hot topic on the biggest problem. We should,
Abortion's always good.
have a good abortion debate. We can talk about whether or not dogs and cats are equal to fetuses. That always gets the crowd going.
I knew this new Gabbing with Geeks was going to be good.
I already have Calabac Renown 0 for that. Anyway, we got some more important things to do, right? I don't know what it is, but I'm sure we do. Hold on. Also, we got some great fan art from our homie Zombie Boy that we're gonna debut next Friday. I think we might have to fire Finbar because man, this looks so much better. His cover looks so much better. Finbar, everyone's gunning for your job. You better hurry up with this.
Hey, like the more the merrier, man. You know.
I'm just saying, like, some people are going to start drawing. I'm going to start giving out scripts, and whoever finishes first gets paid. How's that sound? That should be a good gimmick,
Sounds
right?
good to me.
Like we'll have like artists compete. Like I'll hand out a script to like 6 artists, and whichever one finishes first.
My question is, where the fuck was Zombie Boy all those months ago when we were looking for an artist? Here he is.
You think they'll go for that? Like if I said, "Hey, we'll pay you $250 per page, but if you enter the contest, right? Losers, everything you submit stays with us. We own it, and we could use that for whatever we want. But if you win, you would get $250 per page, and we get like 6 artists, and they all get the script, and then we just go, and whoever wins, whoever like finishes first, they get the job."
Yeah.
Does the winner get 40%? Hell yeah. We'll even give the winner like 10% of the sales. If I can get it done, won't be good, but it'll be done. Yeah, okay, we got to have some caveats, I guess. You got to be qualified. You have to qualify first.
It's about the same kind of level as I'm at, Wizard. Don't worry.
What's up, Hojo? Hail, my friends. And we're going to have Hojo on soon. Talk about the mythicals. But I think that would be fun. I think, they're always talking about having art contests and shit. I think that would be a fun little thing. Like,
But the amount of people, so the amount of people that, if you remember right, all those months ago, we didn't have any idea who was going to draw this thing, right?
Yeah.
And then all these people have suddenly popped up. It's like you can't fucking move for you tripping over artists now. It's great.
It is. I'm gonna be able to just pick people from the crowd and be like Ron Isley. I'm gonna be like Ron Isley at a concert where he sees a hot chick and just points at her. He's like, "You," and then they know to go get her and bring her backstage. I'm gonna do that to the guys in the audience. I'm like, that one right there. And then TJ Laser will just go to that person and be like, "You're the new artist on the new book."
Yeah, Finbar's died.
You'd only be at my level after you get scared. Look, Finbar, we have so many projects. You got Frogman. That's your baby. You can have that. You can draw that. But we got all the other projects going. We got to get that. We got that Jersey Blue artist that they turned it down the full book. We're gonna have to get an artist for that. Obviously, the
The Jersey
new
Blue
stuff
art
we talked about.
undown the book.
Well, like I said, they're doing the 4 pages, and then if that
Oh,
turned
right.
into
They're still doing right. Okay, but they've just turned in the full issue.
Yeah.
Right.
So they're going to do the 4-page story, and then when that's done, should that turn into a full book on its own, I said that they could have first choice, right? You know, but if they turn it down, they go, oh, you know what? I really don't want to do this full book, or I'm really not feeling this character, or whatever.
So
Right? I'm not
they
going to
haven't
force an
said-
artist.
So they haven't said no to the full book yet. They've just
No, they haven't said no.
right.
That's why I said if. I said if that person says no, we didn't need an artist for that. We got Ultimate Prison Fights, obviously. Black Shogun of Harlem, and then like 7. I got so many books, guys. I'm manic right now with all these ideas, and if I had the $200,000, Eric July launched fucking Isom with $300,000 supposedly, right? If you want to invest, give me $300,000. I will turn that into multiple books. Okay, we'll launch so many books with $300,000. My God. The ideas, things are confusing, folks. What? Finn knows about tracers. Ooh. Usually in 5.56, but sometimes 7.62.
He's talking about Caliber.
I know.
I'm starting to think I might know who Eldridge is.
I was just like the guy down the street, like, oh fuck, it's one of my neighbors.
Eldridge, are you from Liverpool, mate?
I can give you 300,000 doll hairs. That's a lot of doll hairs. All right, let's get into this shit. Fuck. Swear to God, stop showing me ads, websites. I just want to show your fucking article and laugh at you. All right. This comes to us from Bleeding Cool. It says Tom King accused of, quote, lazy scripting for Mitch Gerrits. Tom King accused of lazy scripting for Mitch Gerrits on Twitter, and everyone dives in on this one. I like Bleeding Cool just because they put little summaries for their articles right at the beginning. So you don't even have to read it. Just go here. This is what it's about, guys. It's going to give you the fucking bullet points. I like that. More websites should do that. It says Tom King faces backlash for his, quote, lazy scripting style in his Adam Strange series. Industry professionals defend the King, highlighting the nuances of comic script writing. Mitch Gerrits, the artist for the series, dismisses criticism about their collaboration. Discussion flares on importance of writer-artist dynamics and Marvel method scripting. First off, I don't understand why people are upset if the artist isn't the one complaining, right? Why do other people give a shit? Finbar, you're the artist.
Allegedly.
Are you going to complain about my scripting style?
I already have, haven't I?
Yeah. Bleeding Cool since 1996. Look at that outdated web layout. I can't tell the article from the ads. Yeah. Well, the article's in the middle. The ads are way on the side and everywhere else. All right. It says, you never know what the comic book internet will pick on from one day to the next. King Von Force Ghost of the Marvelous or the Death of the Cinema podcast posted the following to social media 2 days ago regarding a script page from the recent Strange Adventures series by Tom King and Mitch Gerrits. With Strange doing the bookstore signing circuit, he posted to social media saying, quote, the sheer abuse of the Marvel method being done in modern comics so that writers can do multiple books a month is astounding. Stan Lee would blush. So this is the page in question. Damn it. All right, so it says, this is page 8, Mitch. It says, panel 1, 2.1, again, with a different bookstore. Adam Strange. Hi, I'm Adam. Adam Strange. Can I sign a book for you? Does this look familiar? Finmar, does it look like something I sent you?
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, yours had more detail in it than this does.
Well, this is the 8th page, so I'm assuming on the 7th page it was probably more because it says again with a different bookstore. I mean, you don't need to just.
Oh, but right. So if you look at panel 1, right, when he says again with a different bookstore and it's got Adam Strange saying, "Hi, I'm Adam. Can I sign a book for you?" You explain in detail where the camera's looking, what's in the background, what he's wearing. Like,
They also explain the establishing shot, like what's happening in the background.
He's not giving him anything to work off.
Yeah.
So if this was
like I
you,
said,
like if this was you and I drew something for you and showed it to you and you went, no, it's not like that, I want it like this, and I would say, well, why the fuck didn't you write that then, Tony?
well, that's why I said we don't know what's in the previous page, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the previous page could have been like Adam Strange wearing a blue suit and a leather fucking jacket and glasses, looking depressed, sitting in a bookstore, with the book, and he goes into details. That's why he says again with a different bookstore. So it's like, oh yeah, okay. So I gave you a layout for the first one, and then the second one's like it's a bookstore too, but just make it a little different to make the reader know that he's in a different bookstore, right?
So maybe
that's why I said I don't want to assume.
Maybe he said the shot was POV from the person speaking to Adam Strange, and he's saying, "Yeah, do the same again." Yeah, that's fair enough.
And then it says, panel 2, man freaking out, leaning forward, mad, screaming at Adam Strange. Man shouting, I know about the pikes. I know what you did, you liar, you scum. Man shouting, how many are dead because of you? Tortured and left in cages because of you. A man shouting, how many graves have you dug? What did you do? And panel 3 is back at the hotel. Adam sitting on the edge of the bed, head in hands. Alana checking her phone, absorbed into it. Alana, there's coverage on a few more mainstream-ish sites. It's going everywhere. Alana, the video show shaky. Who took it? You can't even see how crazy that guy looked. Alana, I don't know why anyone cares about this. He looks like he's foaming at the mouth. Adam Strange. I don't speak this language. What? Stop doing. I hate when they do this. I understand, like in the old days, why they did this shit, right? Like, oh, he's swearing. Just fucking make up a word at this point, right? So this is the panel, right? So you can see the first panel, bookstore signing. Second panel, guy screaming, foaming at the mouth. Now this is the only one that I think is bad. I would have complained if I was Tom King, right? Agree or disagree, Finbar?
What would you have complained about?
The whole thing, because it says back at the hotel. So he's got the hotel. That's correct, right? It says Adam sitting on the edge of the bed.
He's not got Adam posed the way he wrote it.
Yeah, he's like laying. That would have been laying on the bed, head hanging off the back, hands on his head. Because who sits like this? This looks so fucking uncomfortable. First off, like he's halfway off the thing. Like his head would be getting like such a headache, right?
Maybe it was the artist's decision, but as the writer, I would have pushed back on this. Yeah, this doesn't look normal.
Doesn't look natural.
Unless they agreed to it. Like,
well, I'm sure he just approved it. He's like, fuck it, whatever. But here's what I think. Yeah, here's what I think. I think the artist couldn't figure out how to get the two of them in the shot together because he would be over here. Like usually you're leaning on the headboard, right? When you're sitting on a bed. So he was either thinking, oh, he's going to be here, or he's like, why would he be sitting here? Then if his head is the other way, like if his legs are down and his head's that way, then his head's not in the shot, then it would be like the fuck coming from off camera. Also, I don't like these bubbles.
Well, here's a counter to that because it's happened quite recently with us. Maybe the artist in his head saw something different from what Tom King had written and thought it would look better. Or he imagined that's what Adam Strange would be doing rather than just sitting on the bed. Because we had the same thing when we were. I wanted to rearrange the way you'd set up the beginning of the fight at the end of the issue 1. Do you remember?
Yeah.
And we had to clear that with you before we could. I don't want to give too much away.
I didn't think of that. That's true.
But you'll have things, and there's even something else that we've already done and kind of slipped past you without you even noticing as well. And the 6-box, TG will know, the 6-box one where he's being interviewed. I rearranged one of the shots in that without you knowing. Because I didn't think it made sense the way you wrote it. Did you notice?
They drew the art to troll Tony. I don't even think I've seen that page. Did you see that page?
Yeah, you've seen it. But you haven't noticed where I've rearranged it. I'll show you. Remind
Are
me.
you
I'll show
sure?
you. Yeah. I'll show you. You've seen it. I'll show you after.
Is it on Discord? Where's it at? Now
It'll
I'm
be on
interested. You can't
Discord.
just say shit like that.
It'll be on Discord. I think everybody's seen it. I think the chat have all seen it. I think you've showed it on a Frogman Friday.
I don't know if I've seen it.
Do you want to do it
What
live?
did you-
Should we do it live?
No, you brought it up. Now I'm curious what the hell it is that you're talking about. TJ, do you know what he's talking about?
He might not remember. TJ might not remember. I think TJ's having a
Scrolling
shit.
through the scrolling. Hold on. No, I seen parts of it. I didn't see the whole page put together.
I'm sure you've seen the whole page put together.
No, I haven't. I just seen. Did you mean because you put the stuff's not directly behind it, like the camera's like tilted?
No. You want? Should we do it live?
I guess because I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, and this is really.
Actually, I don't have it on this computer, so I can't even pull it up.
People can lay crossways on a bed. What the hell? Yeah, that's true. They could do that. The one with the ambulance.
Yeah.
Somebody wrote something that
He
didn't make
knows.
sense.
Seen it.
Them fighting
Yeah.
words.
That happens a lot.
Do it live. Do it live. Yeah, like I said, I don't know what you're talking about.
We'll do it live. Okay. We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live.
If TJ is back with us, he could probably pull it up, and I'll tell you exactly what panel it is we changed.
Like I said, is it on the Twitter group thread or is it in the?
TJ will have
Reddit?
the full 6 panel page.
You with us, TJ? Are you listening?
Which one? I'm kind
Page
of
4.
roboting right now.
Page 4. It's like the 6 panel one when he's interviewed by the reporter outside the convenience store.
Oh.
Do you remember the thing I
Really dragging
changed?
shit. No one remembers you changed something without telling anyone, and you didn't show anybody.
It was very minor,
Now-
but it was something that I felt didn't make
Hang on
sense
a
when
moment.
we wrote it.
What exactly did you change?
Right, panel 4. Right, have you got the script there?
I can pull up the script. if you
Right,
need
panel
me to.
4. When Frogman looks behind him, he looks over his right shoulder behind him to the ambulance.
Oh, that.
Tony
okay.
wrote it so that he was looking over his shoulder as the guy was getting loaded into the ambulance, and I changed it so that he would be looking over his shoulder when the door was being closed, because that noise would have startled him and he would have looked instead of looking at the guy getting loaded in.
That's not
Do you
why he
remember?
was looking.
Yeah, I know, but you had him looking in panel 4 as the guy's being loaded into the ambulance. I had him looking over his shoulder as the
There's a
doors were
sex
being
panel.
closed.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is he was looking not because of the guy. That was a totally different reason that he was looking back there.
What was the reason then?
Dramatic effect.
But I say we because I want to kind of shift the blame slightly onto another person here. But the art team collectively surmised that it would have been it made more sense that he was looking over his shoulder as the doors were being closed.
But again, he wasn't. That wasn't what he was looking for.
That's
All
why.
right, so-
That's why your script didn't make any sense. That's why we changed it.
Well, people can interpret it both ways, to be honest with you. It's not a big deal.
It is because there was like a visual gag in there. That's why.
I mean, if you
It's supposed
if you
to be
want
like because he gives it like the dramatic thing. Like I can't even. We'll talk
This
about
is-
this later.
this
This
is
is definitely
what
something we'll talk about.
this is
after.
this is what I'm worried about this year. This right here.
Congrats, Finbar John.
Yeah.
Finbar asserting his English dominance. Well, definitely after this show, we definitely gotta have a discussion about this. You're right. I didn't know about this because I didn't see the image. It definitely.
You have
didn't see
seen
the
it.
image.
You
No, I
seen it.
haven't. I have not.
TJ, he's seen it, hasn't he?
No, you haven't seen. Show me
No,
the.
no,
Full,
no,
you have
no,
not
no.
shown me any full pages. except for the
I sent
two and three.
Photoshop like PSD files, not PNG files. That's probably what happened.
Well, if you've not got Photoshop, that ain't your fucking problem, Tony. Get Photoshop. You spend $305 on a bit of fucking card. You can buy Photoshop. Or you can sail the seas for it. Yar.
No, I'm not yarring anything. Oh, man. It's fucking up my script. Guys, he's destroying the comic already.
Yeah. Don't forget, Zombie Boy's waiting in the wings.
Yeah.
With his two perfectly good thumbs. His two unbroken thumbs.
Yeah. So in the fourth panel is what you changed?
It's either the fourth or the fifth.
Hang on a moment. It is there on the Discord.
Yeah, it will be. They all are. Tony's seen them.
I have not.
The only thing
Guess
you
he
haven't
hasn't paid
seen
attention.
is the Nightmare splash page. That's the only thing you've not seen that we've done.
Okay, I'm looking at it right now. It is in the fourth panel.
Right.
Yes.
Do you want to bring it up?
No. I see
They've
it.
seen it. They've all seen it. You've showed them all.
No, I haven't. I only showed
You
one.
haven't.
No, we
I
haven't
didn't show
shown
all
them.
four.
Oh.
No.
Yeah.
Right.
But in the fourth panel, he's supposed to be looking back. So I don't
Yeah,
see
but
what-
he's
what it is
looking
he's
back.
changed.
But on the fourth panel, you'll notice that the doors are being closed. Right?
Yeah, I guess.
So
but I mean,
I
that's-
was.
In the script, he was being loaded in the fourth panel.
Okay, well,
It's an easy fix. Like it doesn't really.
We're not
matter.
fixing it. That's it. It's final.
what I'm saying is,
Literally,
okay, so
I can fix this in 2 seconds.
I
Leave it.
understand the problem. I understand the issue. I got it. Now I'm seeing the problem. Okay.
The problem with your
problem-
initial writing, right?
No, the problem was with your interpretation. He wasn't looking back because of the people being loaded in the ambulance. That was a separate thing that was going on that he didn't care about at all. He looked back. It was supposed to be like he looks back and then looks forward, like to be dramatic and like his like. Have you never seen fucking Pink Panther 2?
That was never communicated to me in the script.
I said, oh, I stole this scene from Pink Panther 2 where he's giving.
Yeah,
an
you could have
interview
wrote
about
that. It's not
the
like
tornado.
anybody else is going to read it except us. You could have done that.
Actually, you should have.
You should have. Yes. This is on you, Frog.
It's lazy script.
We're the new
writing on my
Tom
part.
King, Tony.
I'm the new
Yeah.
Tom King.
The only difference is you weren't a fucking Fed like he was, or what was he, CIA or something?
Tony had enough of the yada yada. Yeah. All right. Ben
The
Mark keeps
jibba-jabba.
trying to quiet quit or get booted or something. Yeah, he's trying to quit.
She's
on
on to
this
me.
Ben
She
Mark.
knows
He's trying to get
my game.
fired.
Yeah. But, oh, please don't do that. Oh no. Whatever will I do?
Lack of communication. Wow, this went from "this is my dream" to I guess if Tony's got to get rid of me. Wow, I didn't even think that this was going to happen, but I see I see the issue. It's not a big deal because it works either way. Yeah. That's probably why I didn't notice.
Like, if you want it changed, it can be like TJ said, he can fix it without even
Exactly.
consulting
That's
me.
exactly what I said.
But however, it's the principle of it. You know,
No, it's fine. It's fine.
if
Like I
Tony
said,
doesn't want
it
to,
doesn't affect. It doesn't affect what I was trying to convey.
yeah, if Tony doesn't want to
just- I
write
was-
properly, then he gets shit artwork.
I don't want to. I was literally just says that they're still in the. I was just letting you know. I was just communicating that the ambulance had not driven off yet. That's it. That's all I was trying to say.
No, it did not. The ambulance hadn't driven off in the original script either. It was he was looking over his shoulder. The panel that you wrote was he was
I
looking
got
over.
I have it right here. It says same shot, but Frogman is now looking behind him as an annoyed Tanya tries to end the segment. The
Yeah.
paramedic's still behind them, loading a guy into the ambulance. That's it. It's two separate sentences, so it's not like it didn't say Frogman's looking at them load the guy into the ambulance. He's just looking behind him. Also, in the back, the guy's being loaded into the ambulance. There were two separate ideas. It's like saying he's looking at the floor. Also, there's fucking bugs rolling. Like he's not looking at the bugs necessarily. They just happen to be there. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No, you don't. You're just patronizing me at this point.
I understand what you're saying. I'm just not gonna change it.
Give us the context. Script, panel, Panther scene.
Pink Panther.
Oh.
You just said that 2 minutes ago. That's what you were referencing, the Pink Panther.
Yeah, but he said Panther. I got confused because it didn't say pink. So I was like, Panther, like, what's Panther going to do?
You need to specify color of Panther.
Yeah. It could have been the black one.
Otherwise, you're thinking about Black Panther.
Yeah, for some reason, when I seen Panther, that's what my brain went.
You see, this is the wizard. If you can understand now what I have to work with. Yeah.
So you're blaming me. You're saying that it's a failure on my part.
Yeah, okay. We'll,
is that what I'm hearing?
50-50. Okay, we'll call it a 50-50. Blame.
I will say, though, after long years of experience as a graphics designer, having looks and shit, this actually happens. The artist really has to be patient. Like the more they work, the more money they get. That's the thing. But a lot of artists, they just throw their hands up in the air and start complaining, right? But there are people like me who are not like that.
Yeah. But what I think it was a miscommunication on my part. I didn't express exactly what I was going for. I'll take full blame. It doesn't affect.
I'm happy with that. Let's move on. Tony takes full blame. Everybody heard that?
All right, moving on to Tom King, who's supposed to be what we're talking about. Not to say that the division of labor between artists and writers is bad. All-Star Superman, Immortal Hulk, and Watchmen were all made that way. But when your idea for a page boils down to one sentence screen descriptions for each panel, can you really say that's your idea? I mean, yeah. I don't know who's writing this, but look, I don't think I have to go into elaborate detail. If I go, they're in front of the Washington Monument, that should be it. You know what the fucking Washington Monument is. You know what the characters are, right? If I go, the Incredible Hulk standing in front of the Washington Monument, that's it. That's all I want. I don't care which direction he's looking or which leg he's resting on or if he's leaning on something, right? None of that matters. The intention is I just need him in front of this thing.
Yeah, but if you did care about it that much, you would specify exactly what you want.
Yeah.
There it is, yeah.
If you have a vague idea what you want and you want the artist to interpret it in his own way, then you just give it vague.
Yeah.
And then if the artist changes things that he shouldn't have changed, you can then come back to him and say, fix that, Finbar, because that's not what I wrote.
Well, you mean like...
And then I can say, TJ, can you...
I was like, hey, that leg looks like he's now raping the guy. I don't think he should be raping a criminal.
You see, so I have conceded a few things. You've got to admit, like redrawn page 2, 3, 4 times. We're talking about patience here. Fucking hell, a lesser man would have walked off the job. Page 2, 3. But I stuck at it.
There you go.
It did, yes. 56k, fucking spot on. Animator died for this comic. There's casualties of war here.
It better come. It's coming out. Don't worry, guys. It's coming out. I give my artist the details, low angle, profile, etc. Guy can't draw it. Shit, though. Looks better in my head. But I thought you're the artist. So you're giving yourself details. Good to hear you all give puts. My pre-order money is ready. Look, it's coming out. The comic's coming out. Finbar will tell you, Finbar and TJ and Potion and George, they'll all tell you that I'm pretty hands-off when it comes to the art. I just go, here's the script, interpret my ideas, and sometimes I go, hey, we got a different idea, and I go, yeah, okay, that'll work. As long as
we actually excluded Tony from the art room originally, and we were passing stuff between each other without him. I had to bring him in at one point because I needed his input on something before I did it.
As long as the essence of what I want is there, it's good. I'm not a very like, oh my god, I need his arm to be exactly 42 degrees and I need his head tilted at a 19-degree angle. this eye should be slightly darker than this other eye, and I need him looking, with this exact expression. I'm not like that. I'm just like, all right, he's standing in front of a church, flicking off a old priest who's bald. That's it. Boom, draw it. Not that I would ever do that. That's just the first thing that came to my head for some reason. Yeah, it does. You could use action figures. Yeah.
Wizard wants the Finbar cut. He wants the Finbar cut when it comes out. So the Finbar cut will have the frogman raping the criminal on page 2-3.
That'll be in the exclusive concept art book. Bing bang boom, yeah.
If there was a Finbar cut, it would involve the frogman's, the secretion that he's got coming out of his pores that would be killing people rather than just paralyzing them temporarily.
Well, you think this is bad? The other artist, man, I gave him the script for the 4 pages, and the artist came back with like a fucking just whole paragraph of questions. Like, what about this? Like, man, none of this shit is important. But okay, I'll answer all the questions you have.
That's how you know you're dealing with a professional.
Yeah. So, where's his powers come from? I'm like, I don't know how that's relevant to the, like, do you need to know his backstory just to draw this? Like, whatever. Like, here's all the details that you need, sir or ma'am. You don't never know. But yeah. Same thing with the other artist, Jian Wong, another professional. He's like sending me stuff. He's like, how's this look? I need you to approve it. I'm like, yeah, I trust you enough to draw the thing that I said to draw. I don't, like, you don't need to have me approve every.
Why isn't Jian doing the ad?
Yeah.
How much input does he need?
That's what I'm saying. See, exactly. He's like, he sent me like the thing, the character designs, and he sent me the little logo. He's like, how's this coloring look? I'm like, oh fuck. Like, yeah, it's great, it's fantastic, but like sometimes I feel like,
no, I think they've dealt with other people before. Yeah, too professional. That's what's happening.
Like, it was like when George was like, when George was like, you guys got contracts? I was like, what? So yeah, 5-page detailed contracts working on every, like, whoa, George. We're just some assholes making a thing.
This isn't even my job. Like, this is a hobby. Like, it's not my life doesn't depend on this shit.
The contract was like just so people know in the background, like backstage, it was just like Tony was just like, I'll give you 40%. Now here's my fucking script. Like that.
I gave you 40%. The contract. But no, I love TJ's. Like, this is a hobby. I could just walk away at any time and y'all be fucked. Like, thank you, TJ. Thank you for saying that. I'm going to say this about AJ because AJ is the most degenerate individual. You might as well be an extra in RDC world. Dude literally wears a hat indoor like Tim Pool with his beanie. Who?
Who's AJ?
Who's AJ? What do you mean AJ?
AJ Styles.
All right. Back to Tom King here. It says, can you really say that's your idea? This script won a Hugo Award. Well, plenty of comic book writers and artists wanted to respond. It may be worth noting that the, quote, Marvel method, championed by Stan Lee, sees the writer convey the plot to the artist, who breaks it down as they see fit, acting as a director rather than a cameraman. If you need film simile, returning to the writer to script the story. See, that's what it is. I'm doing things the Marvel way, the Marvel method, where I just write out, hey, this is what's happening, and then you, as a director, you direct the scene. I tell you who the actors are. I tell you what location you're at, and then you just direct the scene. I like it that way. Me and Stan Lee would have got along. I think me and Stan Lee would have hired me like that. We would have got along. You would be reading the Fabulous Frogman comics. They'd be ongoing. It'd be 60 years had I been born way back when.
They had a good business model back in the day. I think we strayed from it way too much.
Stanley would model credit over your creation eventually.
Yeah.
Like, no, they have a good blueprint, right? Like, the art style is, it's streamlined, but it's detailed enough. It looks good, right? Like, they could easily mass produce shit, like, and generate ideas. And it's still like genuine good stories to read at the same time.
Yeah, they need to steal all your ideas and take credit for them. Yeah, that'd be penniless.
Well,
and
that
Stanley would be
part
rich.
too.
Wizard says, "What was this penis inspection contract Finbar made me sign?"
Shh. It's private.
Fabian Nishisha. Fabian says,
Oh, this guy again.
I honestly am not sure you could have worded your tweet any better if your intent was to publicly display that you do not know what you're talking about. Oh,
Oh,
Patch
Fabian
Zerchi.
fired.
He's a bit of a bitch on Twitter, is Fabian, isn't he?
Yeah.
He is.
Well, Fabian is saying that the guy complaining about the script doesn't know what he's talking about. Patch, not Adam, says, I won't insult you. Artists create half of a comic. Always have, whether the writer writes a few words for a panel or a paragraph. Artists want some creative liberty. Dialogue is more important to a finished comic than descriptions readers don't see, and nothing made Stan blush. Danielle D. Nicolulu. I guess there's a new fantastic controversy about how writers write the scripts. Let me say this. When there's a double spread page of just pure action, having Tom Taylor made saying, do your magic is one of the best achievements an artist can get. Pretty soon I'm going to be saying that to you, Finbar. Do your magic. Do your magic. I'm not even going to give you any script. I'm just going to be like, draw a 24-page comic. Do your magic.
Draw comic,
and then,
yeah.
And then I'll just add in dialogue later. Like, draw it first, and I'll add the dialogue to match whatever it is you drew. How's that sound?
And then I'll submit it to you, and you'll be like, no, that's not what I wanted. Go back and do it again.
Like, I don't want any of this. Do the whole thing all over again. All 24 pages. Readers will never know how hard a comic writer has worked on other pages to deliver a splash page for a great artist. To think less writing equals less work is so naive. Writing more is easy. Not providing too much information and being concise and focused is the craft. Man, Tom Taylor. I agree. I agree with this guy so much. Ram V, that's a fucking name right there. Lots of scripting conversations. I write full script. One thing I don't see mentioned. When you've been working with an artist for years, long descriptions aren't needed. They get it. It's how collaborations work. Eventually, you're just jamming. Lila, number 1. V, Rare Flavors, number 4. I agree. That's why I trust Finbar explicitly with my ideas.
You shouldn't.
You say that, but Finbar, you know you draw good. I don't know why. I think Finbar just fishes for compliments.
I don't at all, because I've said this to TJ and I've said it to him privately. If it wasn't for him, it wouldn't look as good as it does. And he's going to go, oh, no.
That's the anchor's job, Finbar. Give me a break.
Finbar, seriously, I've seen your pencils. They are good. Your pencils are
I've only
good.
seen my pencil, everybody. Do you hear that? Penis Inspector.
It's fantastic. But no, you do good art. I've seen your art. If I thought you, I'm gonna be honest with you, Finbar. If your art was shit, we wouldn't be having this conversation right now. I'd be describing how someone else is working on this book, and it's really
you know what it really is. Let me set the record straight. If both of us, Finbar, had time, we'd be drawing like the kings. If we had time, that's the key. But we're trying to be quick. Like, we're trying to make this certain art style that you can mass produce quickly. That still looks good, though.
I don't know. I still think there is a limitation in me.
Like, look at your
ceiling
Gator versus Frogman drawing. Look at that.
Yeah, but right, things like that I can do, right?
That's the key. So you still are a capable artist at the end of the day.
Right, but then I look at, and I don't want to keep on like putting myself down here, right? Because it's bad.
Yeah.
But then I look at
Finbar.
Wait,
Stop second guessing.
Then
yourself.
then I see. Remember what I told you when I looked at Jimmy penciling his he was redoing a comic book that he wasn't happy with the first time round.
Yeah.
And I was looking at him and I'm going, fucking hell. Like when I was watching him penciling it, and then I watched a bit of him doing some inking. And I'm thinking, even if I had 20 years behind me, I wouldn't be at this level. Because he's got it. You know what I mean? Like, he has it already. It's not something you can train into somebody.
You're worried about your daughter replacing?
Not at all. If she could
Nothing.
replace me, I'd have her fucking in here now doing it, to be quite honest. She wouldn't even be in
Summer
bed right
Swan
now,
Winter
she'd be
Raven
working.
says there's 2 humble men and then there's Tony. Yeah. Fire me, fire me, fire me, Tony.
I think it's a problem with all artists. They're except the frauds, the ones who are coming at us. But yeah, we're always humble.
I've seen Finbar's art. It's really good. Ugh. So this Brosidon 56K is right though. The art is a small part. Being able to tell a story with the art is where the big bucks come in. Look, Finbar, I'm gonna level with you. There's a lot of I know exactly what you're going through because I've experienced it myself. There's a lot of people that'll say, "Oh my God, Tony, you're such a great guest. Oh my God, you're so funny. We want to have you on the show." And I'll be like, "No, I'm an asshole. What? No one likes me. You know, I'm not telling any jokes. I'm not cracking wise that anybody finds."
I'm not saying I'm an asshole. I'm not doubting myself. You're not none of you are understanding
You are.
what I'm saying. I'm
Your
not.
art is good.
Listen,
You
I'm
saying it's
not.
not good, and it's good. Your art is good.
Yeah, okay.
How much
to
more
a
dick
certain
sucking do I
level.
gotta do? Finbar,
For-
your art is fantastic. I love it. It's the greatest
Right,
art ever.
for what we want to do, and TJ will back me up here, for the style we're going for, yes, I can do it, right? But there are limitations to what I can do. I can't go beyond a certain level, no matter how much time I have behind me, no matter how much, if I quit my job tomorrow and just trained, I would never be able to get
That's
to the
okay.
Jimmy
We don't
level.
need you. Look.
We don't need you.
You know,
Yeah,
in,
hear that,
in-
guys.
in
I'm
baseball,
out.
in baseball, you know, there's a guy that could hit a fastball. He can fucking hit home runs. That's all he can do. Fucking hit home runs. Can't get on base. Can't do. But he can hit fucking home runs. That's all you
Well,
need him to do.
What you're saying
All I
is,
need you to do is to draw this style of art. I don't need you to draw photorealistic. I don't need you to do Alex Ross shit. I don't need you to fucking do Jimmy
Bingo.
Reyes shit. I just need you to do Finbar shit. That's the shit I need. You can do the shit I need. So let's do it. Do it.
Silver
Rosie.
age, remember.
right, okay, I'll
There you
do
go.
it for her. That's
Not for
what
me.
I'll do. Not for
Okay,
Tony.
good.
Go.
for Rosie.
You know what? Go watch Chris Bacon's video on Indie Comics. Because he has the same argument. Like people in the indie should go back to that old art style so they can.
Well, I'll
generate
tell you what.
more
Look,
shit.
here's another example, Finbar. You know our friend Literature Devil. He's always in the chat. Good friend of the channel, Literature Devil. He did a comic book, and one of the complaints in his comic was that people were saying that there was too many panels per page. So in the second book, he's going to like a 5-panel average per page, right?
Yeah.
It's the same thing here. You know, you're thinking that you need to do it a certain way or a certain style. What we're doing, what we're looking for, all the pieces are there. Everything fits. The paneling style, the storytelling approach, your art, everything's working in lockstep. It's exactly what we need. So please stop doubting yourself.
I'm not
Start
doubting myself. I never said I was doubting myself. You
It sounds like it. Everyone else thinks.
advice
Well, you
is
know what?
above.
What the fuck are we giving you a pep talk? Oh, fuck you then, Finbar. Just get that shit done.
See, TJ's quit. Look, he's had enough of me. No, I'm not doubting myself. What I'm saying is that there is a level I can reach, and you'll notice it when it comes to. I don't know if you've explained what happens at the end of this book yet. Have you? Have you told the public?
No.
Not but obviously there's a fight. Okay.
Yeah.
TJ's going to thumbnail the fight because I'm not good at action. I'm not good at drawing hands. I'm not good at drawing feet. There's a lot of things I'm not good at. Like I need a lot of visual reference to help me. I use like my own hands to draw hands, if you know what I mean.
That's what artists do.
I
all
know
the
a
time.
lot of artists do stuff like that. I understand that. But what I mean is watch Jimmy doing it. Jimmy don't need no hands to do it. He does it just like that.
What are you talking about? Jimmy's wife's ass is literally the ass he used on the cover.
But that's just because he likes looking at his wife's ass. It's nothing to do with him needing reference.
Sure, that's what it was. That's why it's called collaboration. Exactly. All right, come on. Enough of this complaining about our book. We got to hear about this. Chris Sheehan says this ... is just a standard comic book script. I think writers who want to write comics should remember that scripts aren't prose. They're instructions for the artist. It's not lazy to write a brief shot description and trust the artist to do their job they were hired to do. Smiley face. Naomi Frank says, lol, not going to lie, if I got a script that detailed every single visual element and direction on the page for me, I would buck. That tells me the writer doesn't trust the artist or doesn't think the artist can do their job better than the writer can. Man, see, I was actually doubting myself as far as writing the script. I was like, oh man, I wrote way too little. I didn't have enough.
No, you gave.
It seems like.
That's why I'm saying to you, I don't need as many of your. As wonderful as they are, I don't need as many of your stick figures anymore because you've detailed everything you want me to do.
Only the storyteller can decide what style of art they want. Yeah. Don't you have hands, Finbar? Reference those.
I do. That's what I'm saying. I've got a folder called Hands with my hands in it.
I agree with one inch. You got to push it and pull it, and push it and pull it. That's how you get ahead in WWE. That's why Kamala never got ahead.
I thought he was explaining how he jerk off.
No, apparently that Kamala wrote a song about Pat Patterson and how he would get the young boys and then he would make them push it and pull it.
Yeah,
and that's why he didn't make it far in WWE because he wasn't willing to push it or pull it. Pat Patterson.
Pat Patterson.
What's up, Hale? I believe so. It says it's okay to ask for help. Not asking for help is where things crash and burn. Yeah, exactly.
Bingo.
That's why I begged TJ to come on board.
Tony needs to step up and start doodling. No more I can't draw. Remember, Psychic Max drew an Amico prototype. Yeah, but Psychic Max knows how to fucking draw. So, sadly, Finbar lost 3 fingers in the Caribbean and 4 toes. Yeah, that's why he can't draw hands. He's like, I don't got no fingers.
Was that due to scurvy?
Probably. Did you see that one image? Oh my god! So speaking of hands and feet, Rob Liefeld. Someone posted an image of a Rob Liefeld Wolverine drawing, right? And it was like super detailed, like really on fucking on model, and it had feet and it had hands, and people were like, "Oh, so Rob Liefeld's been phoning it in for the last 30 years."
I never thought he was awful at feet.
He just didn't want to put time on it, you know.
Yeah, I think that's what it was. He's
again,
like me.
It's the same paradox we're in.
If I can get away with
you have to bring it out quickly.
If I can get away with not drawing something complicated, then I will. But there was like ones like the famous Captain America drawing and stuff like that. That yeah, okay, it's a bit fucked up.
No, it wasn't. The Captain America drawing wasn't fucked up. Did you see? No, years later they said they showed exactly what happened.
Actually, it's accurate. Yeah.
Well, it's accurate to what a human being would look like.
Yeah, it's actually Arnold Schwarzenegger's chest.
Yes.
He's puffing out his chest, and because of the way the blue and everything looks, and because of the Captain America's, because you can't see like the skin because he's got the uniform over it, it makes it look weird. But they actually showed like they put the image over and they go, yeah, it's like accurate to what it would look like. It just looks weird because of it's missing the details because of the way the chest isn't. You can't see the separation and the pecs and everything.
Well, I just remember
and we're not used to seeing Captain America that way.
I just remember seeing the picture that somebody had mocked up where he was naked.
Haunted said Jewish scurvy. Lol, how's that different from regular scurvy? I think I'm just hearing things properly.
I think so.
Yeah, he said due to scurvy, not Jewish scurvy. It doesn't matter if it's a reference. Rob failed at copying it. It looks weird because Rob can't draw.
You can say that.
Yeah, he goes, he was posing like a bodybuilder, but the arms aren't framing him. That's why it's weird.
Exactly. Yeah, you know, when the bodybuilder puts their arm in front of their chest, that's what he was referencing.
Yeah. All right, let's get back to this. Cheryl Lynn Eaton. I wonder if she's related to Bobby Eaton. Now, this isn't the Marvel method, but a good script is one that provides all necessary information to the artist and is one of the artists enjoys drawing. Tara O'Connor says, this. Wow, what the hell is that? This is what comic scripts look like. Typically, the only people that even see the script are editors and the artists involved. As an artist, this is an ideal script. It gives just enough detail and allows us the freedom to make each panel our own. Man. Dave Schweid says, this is very weird take as this is not Marvel method and every artist-writer collaboration is different. The writer is telling the story to the artist and the artist is telling it to the audience. Some artists want more direction and some thrive on very little.
It's Dave Schweid.
Andy.
So you say his name.
Andy Lucan. This is the equivalent of looking at the floor plan and calling an architect a hack because they didn't color it with crayons. Mitch Gerards. As the actual artist who drew this page from this script, I can tell you with 100% certainty that this person has absolutely no idea what they're talking about. Cully Hammer. Mitch, you are absolutely wrong about how you prefer to work. Just admit it. Damn, everyone's just going in on this person.
I'm telling you.
We're not going to read every
Literally,
single
you know, if they were talking about graphics design, the same conversation would happen. I'm telling you. I've seen this happen.
King von Forskos posted in response to the thousands of notifications he was getting saying, quote, a few points of clarification for newcomers. 1, this isn't Marvel method. This is just the standard scripting. I still think specific example is lazy. 2, more words don't always equal better, but this is devoid of detail or authorship. 3, Tom King is a war criminal.
Because he was CIA.
What does it have to do with anything?
Because he was the CIA.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is like they're like, hey, what you said about this script was wrong. He said, yeah, but Tom King's a war criminal. Okay, that might be true, but
that's your trump
not
card
really relevant
in an argument. Yeah, but you killed babies.
SJW, you know, that's how they like to bring shit up.
Says, yes, that's what this is. Relu about. Why can I not read one fucking article? Goddamn.
No, I think they're copy pasting these. These are exactly how people have written them. Because tweets are notoriously badly spelled.
This is him. This isn't. Hold on. What the fuck? What happened to the page?
This is what they do.
That's what it's all about. They're like, well, you used to kill babies, and he's like, yeah, okay, but I don't kill babies anymore. Okay.
Backseat internet professionals, exactly 56K. Because I have clients, literally, they'll say, literally almost do what you want. And then I'll show them, oh, yeah, that's nice. Other clients will be like, no, wait a minute. Move this here, move this there, you know, do a little, like change the font a little bit to some.
Yeah, but I've had that before as well.
And then they will tell me what font it is. And then I'll try another font. Wait, do another one. It happens.
I don't know my font, so I would just be like, do a different font, but not that one, like a good one.
Exactly.
See, he's
the people. That's how normal people communicate. Exactly.
So it says, yes, that's what this was. Relu about. This is not a quote tweet. This is not him quoting a tweet. This is the writer writing this part here. So this should be really, not Relu.
All right.
Really about because
So
Tom King was in the CIA, was active. Yeah, it was active in the Afghanistan and Iraq wars. And in Strange Adventures, page above, has someone calling out allegations of war crimes carried out by Strange, including torture, cage, and graves, with a clear Iraq parallel. If only King von Forskos had led with that, we might have been spared the rest. But it's worth recalling that on The Authority, when it came to the double-page spread of the alien armada in battle with the U.S. Air Force above Los Angeles, Warren Ellis simply wrote, "The fleets engage," and recalls a phone call from artist Brian Hitch spitting blood and nails because it took him a week and a half to draw it. It's a nice panel. When are you going to draw us a page like that, Finbar?
Never.
How
long ago did this argument? How long ago did this Twitter argument happen?
A couple of days ago.
A couple of days ago. So there may be a bit of jail because he's involved in the DCU as well. The DCEU, or whatever it is.
I know some people were upset about that. They're like, "Why are you getting Tom King involved?"
Well, his Supergirl is getting adapted. That's what they're casting that Supergirl movie for the story he wrote, right?
Yeah, but a lot of people, I've heard a lot of people claim that he's a bad writer.
I don't see. I didn't really read. I never read it. I think he was on New 52 Batman, and I didn't read New 52 Batman. But I heard he was good. He did quite well on it. Like it was a good read. I'll have to go back and read it.
He's good, but he likes to take too many risks, too many controversial decisions. That's what's happening.
Right. I remember. I think he was on Batman when Jim Gordon was in like a mech Batman suit. Am I right? Am I remembering that right?
I don't read DC.
Yeah, I think I remember that. Chat will know.
I'd be fucked up. Mech Batman suit. All right. So in comparison, this is the first panel of the first 9 panels of the first page of Watchmen. This is one panel. This is Alan Moore writing one panel. The very first panel of the very first page to Dave Gibbons, including Gibbons highlighting the important bits he actually needed to draw it.
But you know why Alan Moore writes like that, right?
Because he's a cunt.
No, well, he is that. But other than that, his panels have to look a certain way because he's planning for the entire page. Remember?
Yeah, but he says that all he did was the highlighted part. So this part here is all he used. All this other shit he really wasn't paying attention to.
Like I remember when George, in what's it called, Joe King versus Job Ads, he literally made his panels like puzzle pieces, where you could read them in a certain way, and it would still all make sense. Alan Moore was kind of like that.
No, Alan Moore is like who's the guy who did Kubrick? He's like fucking Kubrick when it comes to this shit.
More like Kubrick. That's right.
But man, could you imagine if I gave that to you for every fucking panel, Finbar? It's not even double space.
You'd quit.
This was
behaving. No,
it looks like it was done on a typewriter, though.
Yeah, but you get double space on a typewriter, and the new typewriters have settings, so there's more space than that in between. Man, could you imagine this one page? This is one fucking page per panel.
It wasn't Tom King that wrote that Batman. It was Scott Snyder.
Do
you want to see that?
Watch enough Ink Master to know poorly drawn hands can lose you a competition.
Do you want to see the Jim Gordon Batman mech suit?
Yeah, sure. Let's take a look.
Again, when it comes to hands, always draw the joints first. Draw the little balls.
Draw the little balls. Wow.
So that's Jim Gordon, and that's the mech suit he wore.
That's Jim Gordon in the front?
Yeah, this is Jim Gordon dressed as Batman, and that is the mech suit he wears as Batman.
Why is he posed like that? Is this like he's psyching himself up? This is like he just got told that the dance isn't going to have any singing. There's no music allowed. This is like in fucking Footloose, and he's like pumping himself up by like dancing to himself in a fucking bat cave, or what's going on here?
I don't know. I haven't read it.
Because look, he has like arms splayed. He looks like he's fucking ready to do some fucking ballerina or some like angry dancing.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen the movie Hot Rod where he goes into the forest and like angry dances to himself?
No. Does that look like this?
Yeah, it looks like that. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's a JoJo pose. It looks fucking ridiculous.
I'll have to read it.
Have to read what? The Batman?
Yeah.
You do that. You report back to us.
I will let you know, yeah. I'll let you know if there's any dancing in the forest.
Yeah. I still got to read the rest of Immortal Mask so I can review that. I got so much to do. All right. Speaking of, man, that was way too long. How long did we spend on that? That was a fucking hour on that shit? God damn.
Yeah, but it was good. It was there's some behind the scenes stuff.
Behind the scenes?
Behind our scenes.
All right. So this is a comic I want to highlight. It's called Cavemen, a one-shot action adventure comic book. It's got a goal of $1,800. And it actually is going to cost more than $1,800 to produce. But they said they only need the $1,800 for the printing.
Right.
So let's play the trailer.
So they're taking a hit then.
Yeah, big hit. According to the... We'll get to that. The music is really annoying. I will say that.
Yeah, but the art's nice.
And the art is nice. They probably should have added some voiceover, sort of giving you more than just the art, like kind of telling you what it's about. But here is
it's giving me Gar vibes. This is why I'm looking forward to seeing what TJ does with Gar.
It says, Aristocracy Comics presents Cavemen. It's by Arismendi Jimenez, Rafael Tirstepan, and Shannon Portres. It's a woman. Get rid of it. Story: Cavemen is about a prehistoric man fighting for his and his little boy's survival, giving us a realistic look into the past where we see the common everyday struggles that human beings had to face. As security, food, and medicine aren't so common, and being eaten alive is always a short distance away. The Paleolithic age is a fascinating time, and we have only gotten glimpses of the past through archaeological finding. With much research, I pieced together a story about two men versus the environment.
So it's Lone Wolf and Cub meets Jurassic
Caveman. Says, all right, so Arismendi Jimenez, I am the founder of Aristocracy Comics, LLC, and the writer of all projects from this company. This is my third book, and I'm proud to show how far my work has come. I live in New Jersey, where I create all my projects. This is just the beginning of my career, and I can't wait to have all you part of the Aristocracy journey. So we hired the artist from Outland Entertainment. Letterer is Shannon Portres. Artist is Rafael Tirstepanov. I'm not going to go through everyone's story,
from
but
Armenia.
Yeah, I like the art. The art's really nice.
Yeah, the art's lovely.
There's no colorist on this, and I know you're going to say, but Tony, that's in black and white, but there is some color, right? So I'm curious who's doing the coloring, even though there's only a little bit of it, right?
Yeah, I mean, there's not enough of it to really worry about needing a colorist. I think the artist can handle that. The clouds look, to be honest with you, look like they look real.
Like a photo?
Yeah.
Could be 3D art.
Yeah.
It looks nice, but I think it would look better in color. I think.
Well, yeah, I mean, I prefer to see art colored, but what can you do? Some people like doing black and white.
It says, why Kickstarter? I'm coming to Kickstarter to help raise funds for a small print run of at least 200 copies. The book is 100% complete and ready to print. Through Kickstarter, I desire to get the book in the hands of as many people as possible, and I would love your support in helping accomplish this goal. Well, we're highlighting the campaign, so we're doing our part. Right. It says preview. Check out the link to the 5-page preview. It's got a Google Drive link. Plan. The book is fully penciled, inked, and lettered. Only requires printing. By pledging to this Kickstarter, you can be the first to have Cavemen in your hands with exclusive features such as stickers, bookmarks, prints, and much more. Through the Aristocracy Comics email list, you'll be updated on this project status and notified of future projects. Once the funding goal is reached, I will ship the product quickly and satisfactorily.
So he's doing what we're going to do, essentially, right?
So he says, printing is $350, covers $200, rewards are $500, the lettering is $480, and then the artist is $2,400. Says this project costs a lot more money than the goal of $1,800, but all I need is to cover my printing, shipping, and some of the artwork expenses, and I'll cover the rest out of pocket. So what are we looking at here?
Yeah, fair play to him.
$2,400 for the artist. We got $480 for the letter, $500 for the rewards. Printing is $350, and then $200 for the cover, which I think is pretty cheap for a cover. So it's like $3,900.
Yeah.
So if he only gets the $1,800 that he needs, that's a $2,130 hit that he's taking on this. Ooh.
Obviously, it's a labor of love from him, though.
Yeah. Well, let's see. What are the rewards? The comic book costs $10. So for a digital HD copy, you get $10. For a hot steaming physical is also $10. I think this is a he should probably. I would have put
it's $10 for a digital, and then it's $10 for a digital physical. And what was the other thing that's there?
No, it's just a
Cavemen print. Why would you ever go for the first one? Why would you?
That's what I'm saying. Like, if the digital only was like $5, then you can say, okay, this is why you would go for the digital physical. I don't know, I guess maybe some people just don't want a physical.
Yeah, no, but you're still getting a digital with the other one.
Yeah, but maybe you don't want the physical. Like, I don't want to throw it away. I don't want to kill trees, so I just want the digital.
Fuck the trees.
I don't know. I had to think of something on the fly as to why. He's got 5 backers. Ask them. Contact the 5 people who got just the digital and go, hey, asshole, why didn't you just get the one that has the digital and the physical?
It was possible.
Maybe they don't want him to make extra comics. They're like, look, I'll just get the digital so he doesn't have to print out a bunch of comics.
It's possible that they don't ship to certain places then maybe. There you go, ships only to the United States, so maybe they can't get those 5 backers are not US based.
Yeah. Some won't even do anything without a 100% discount. It says Cave Line for $20. You get the physical, digital, 2 times Caveman stickers, 2 times Aristocracy comic stickers, Caveman bookmark, plus 5 more. What the hell, dude? See,
that's the thing. We're not throwing a lot of other shit in. Like, we're not selling a big package away.
You get a Leaf on Water Aristocracy comics print, Caveman print, Aristocracy comics tree print, Caveman script, and Caveman buttons. 2 buttons. Man, that's a lot of shit for $20.
Yeah.
Like,
we're gonna have to start throwing some of them Frogman plushies in there, Tony.
I don't know about all that. Look at 14 items for $100. You get the comic, the script, poster, 10 buttons, free shipping, 5 stickers, 5 prints, 5 comics buttons for their company. I wonder if it's the same button. Do you get 5 of the same button, or is it 5 different buttons? Right?
I would want it to be different ones so I could go to one of them like biker rallies with all my buttons.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like 5
Caveman button.
comic stickers. Like, even with the stickers, like, is it 5 different stickers or just 5 of the same sticker? 5 bookmarks. Like, what do I need 5 bookmarks for?
In case you're reading 5 books.
5 Caveman holographic stickers. Tree. What the fuck is a tree print? And a T-shirt.
Is that the $100?
That's a $100 one, yeah. Okay, so here's the thing. I didn't look at all this before. He got 1 backer at the 100. I don't know if he got rewards $500, right? I don't know if that's actually going to cover everything, unless he's got a bunch of stuff already printed out from previous campaigns, right? Like the stickers for his company and stuff.
Mm.
Because you got to figure if he makes. I mean, it all depends on what people buy, right? Like, so if everyone was getting the $20 bundle or something, that would be a lot more items than, like, I guess he's banking on a bunch of people getting the $10 bundles, and not having, like, but if, like, say everyone got a $100 bundle, so 18 people get the $100 bundle, that would be 18 times all these 14 items, right?
Yeah,
$500, like 18 shirts. Like, shit.
But is there a certain quantity of each available, like there is usually with Kickstarter?
It doesn't say. Usually it does, but it doesn't. Like, how much do you think it costs to make a shirt?
I don't know. Maybe he knows somebody who can do all that shit for him. Oh, this is the picture of what it will all look like as well.
Yeah.
That's a lot of shit, man. That's a lot of stuff.
Examples of some of the rewards. As you can see from the image above, the rewards I give out for my first project, Enlightenment, for this project, the rewards will be similar but Caveman themed. So all prints, stickers, bookmarks, and buttons will be exclusive Caveman art done by the artist of the story and local artists around my town. I won't have the images until later on. Still, I will update you with the images and how everything is going to Kickstarter progress. Man, so he's got a. So again, this is why I don't understand how it's like 500.
I think he
'Cause-
must know somebody or have a deal with some printers and
Well, even beyond the printer stuff, just paying an artist, going, okay, I need you to draw, because he's like, I'm going to have an artist do this, right? So you can be like, hey, I need a print, unless it's the print from the cover, right? Like you got the cover image and you're going to use that for the stickers and the prints and the buttons and everything, right? But if he's getting him drawing a specific image just for the prints, that's like another $100, $150, depending on, the artist and what they charge, right?
I think you'll probably use the artwork the artist is producing for the comic. He's already paying the artist, remember, from the.
But yeah, but he said local artists, so he goes, exclusive Cavemen are done by the artist of the story and local artists. So some of it maybe, but some of it is definitely going to be a guy not connected to the project that he's like, hey, you're a local artist. I'll pay you money to do this thing that I want.
Or,
Right?
hey, you're a local artist. Can I not pay you? Guy's like, yeah, okay.
When you're out there sucking dick for art, like, can I suck your dick for some
I
free
sell
art?
your work
Yeah.
for profit.
Look, I got this Kickstarter project and I need to sell your work. Can we work out a deal?
Can we work out a deal where you get nothing?
And he's from New Jersey, so it's not like oh, he's like in some he's in some third world country. He's like, oh, he's gonna get really cheap. Like he's in Brazil getting like local Brazilian artists to do his shit. Like look at the shirt. Even the shirt is like it's custom ink. So if he's using custom ink, that's again like he's not really getting that much profit off of it. And because he's not selling it, right, he's giving it away. So essentially he's gonna have to buy the shirt for like $20.
Do they give a really shitty cut then, do they? The custom ink people, if you sell through them?
No, well, because like when we sell our merch, right, it's like $25 for the shirt, but we're only getting like $1.50 out of that, right?
Yeah, but they're handling everything for you, right?
Yeah, and it's gonna probably be the same way. Like he's gonna give custom ink your details to send you the shirt. But it's going to be the same thing. Like, but he's not selling it, right? You're not giving him money for the shirt. You're giving money for everything.
Yeah, he will have to pay them to make it and then send it out, right?
I don't know. Although this is my third time launching a project on Kickstarter, I've done my due diligence by taking a Kickstarter course and doing research to understand the platform. I can be successful.
I hope he makes it, man, because this
looks good.
And this is a lot of like money he's laying out here. Like he's taking a lot of hits here.
He's only raised 404.
Yeah, fucking get him backed, everybody.
Here's the thing, right? And this is what we've been talking about when we're going through this whole thing. And like, obviously, I only heard about this because I was looking up some stuff on Reddit for comics to talk about news, and someone had mentioned a bunch of Kickstarters, and this was one of them. This is the only one that I was like, oh, this looks interesting. But obviously, this guy's not doing like marketing. It's probably your most important thing, right? If no one knows about your Kickstarter project, you just have to. You're going to rely on people stumbling into this, right?
Well, the worst thing about it as well is because this is Kickstarter. So if he doesn't make that 1,800 goal, this doesn't get funded. He still has to pay this artist.
Yeah, it's all or nothing.
Yeah.
So he's still paying out of his pocket. If it doesn't get funded, he's going to be paying the what?
So the artist, the letterer, he's got to pay because he won't have to pay for any of the other three things. The cover. The cover. Yeah. Jesus.
So you're talking funded, man. 3,080.
Yeah. Yeah. I hope he gets it funded, man. I hope he knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
I hope we know what we're doing.
I think we know what we're doing. I hope we know what we're doing.
Yeah.
But this is like a reminder of like.
This is a reminder of the fucking harsh realities of failure, isn't it?
Not just failure, but like the realities of kickstarting and like, hey, you got to get out there and you got to get people fucking talking about this shit, right?
Yeah.
Let's see. He did a cattle one-shot horror comic. Well, that got funded. And Enlightenment got funded.
How long's left on Cavemen?
21 days.
How long is it usually? A month or what?
Depends. You could put it for like a month, 2 months, 3 months.
How long's this been going then for?
I have no idea. I could go look if you want me to. That's really like of interest to you.
Nah, I'd rather just assume that he's only been going a few days.
The updates. So the project launched on April 5th. So
Oh,
it's only
yes,
been
well, it's
going
been
8 days.
9 days. Yeah, 9 days.
So it's a 30-day
Luck,
campaign.
man. Good luck to him. Let's help him get funded.
On the first campaign, he got funded 71 backers for $2,000. That was his first campaign. How much did he eat on that? Let's see. 'Cause I'm sure he has the breakdown. Yeah. All right. So on this one, he needed $1,600 for the artist, $480 for the letterer, and he included the Kickstarter fees on this one. He didn't include the Kickstarter fees on the other one. Forgot about that too. They take a cut.
It's a tough old game if you've got to go out there and pay people up front, isn't it?
Yeah.
Glad you don't have to do that.
His last book only got $1,780.
Jesus,
It
right?
was about
So
a cow, though.
yeah, so he's out of pocket again, right?
Yeah. He says the artist was $1,640.
Yeah,
so
so
he
he's
did
out of pocket.
$1,780. Then you got the rewards, Kickstarter, letterer. Yeah, he was out of pocket.
Yeah.
Like another. Fuck. Sad. When did TJ disappear? That's a good question.
A while ago. Yeah.
YouTube channels that isn't about MCU is the best for spreading your wares. Maybe Eric July will send them pity funding. Possibly.
If he did that with you, would you take it?
If he did what?
You know, if we put it on Kickstarter and he fully funded it.
Well, how much are we asking?
I don't know how much. Let's say 5,000, and he gave you the full $5,000. Would you just accept it?
Nah, I think we
would
would make more than $5,000. Well, yeah, I would accept the $5,000, but I wouldn't.
I would make 20 like that one guy. You remember that one guy?
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. Like, if he gives me $5,000, he's like, "Here, you're fully funded." I'm like, "Yeah, but I can still run the kicks. I don't need to like close it just because you gave me $5,000, right? Like, I can take you $5,000." Especially when he's like, "I don't need your, don't send me a book or nothing. I'll take your money. You want to give me money just for the hell of it? I'll take it.
Take anybody's money."
Yeah. So apparently, this is where people want to get me in the drama. They want to pull me back into fucking drama. But I gotta set the record straight on this fucking retard here. So this person here, Queen Mickey. So Alex says, "I'm here all day making merch." He put up the shirt, but obviously he doesn't own this. He doesn't own this. Right? She laughed. She says, "I'm gonna make a button of that. My buttons." I said, "If you want a C and D, then go for it. I own all the rights. Right? It's my image. I'm not gonna just let people start making fucking buttons." Says, "Calm down, lawyer man. I wouldn't waste time or resources to make them. Plus, I wouldn't want to add value to your $1.56 brand." I was like, "Look, I'm always calm. You can inquire about licensing the image. My DMs are always open." Right? It's a very civil conversation. But again, this is a person who makes buttons. This isn't just some like random person like shooting the shit. She literally makes buttons and sells shit, right? And legally, I can't just let someone take my property. But Wiggle says, "You should make another stream about how DMCA striking people is bad." Writer. I didn't DMCA strike someone. I informed them that they would get a C&D, which is a cease and desist, saying, "Do not sell my merch." This is 100% different from the Riley situation. Riley was selling Clipperverse merch, and he was DMCA striked over that. This person was literally going to sell the exact image that I own, that I have the rights to. They cannot do that. They weren't taking my image and changing it and doing a parody of the Sturgis caricature. They were literally trying to sell a button of the image I own. Completely different situation. One in which I have full legal authority. And when I said I would give you a C&D, they backed off immediately.
Yeah, and that was the end of it, right? So
yeah,
why? What's this DMCA striking people is bad stuff all about?
But DMCA striking people is bad, and this wasn't a DMCA strike. I
You
didn't
should know.
DMCA
You've
strike
been
anybody.
DMCA strike several times by the Ripperverse.
Queen Mickey is a twat. Yeah, these people are retarded and don't understand basic concepts. Exactly. You know, if there was a completely different image, or they took the image and they did something to it and transformed it, and then I DMCA strike their image, then you might have an argument. But again, none of that happened. It was simple. You can't sell this image on a button. I own it. If you want to license it, you know, you can talk to me and we can license it. It wouldn't even have to. I wasn't even thinking of an expensive license. It would have been like, all right, give me $50 and you can sell whatever buttons you want, right?
So is your issue here is with the wiggle wiggle comment, right?
Yeah.
Who does this wiggle wiggle guy hang out with again?
The slums.
Yeah, that's right.
Indie slums
It's
now.
closed. Case closed.
Also, so I put this tweet up. Another glorious victory for the chosen one of CG. I'm not the Cinderella story of Wiggle Rage's silly tournament. I am the only story, baby. Every time I win, it proves just how bad CG needs people like me to show them how to grab Nora. That's right.
So who's running this thing? Him.
Wiggle. Yeah. Apparently, he took issue with this.
And he's
because
putting it up against other people.
Yeah. Other
And you win
grifters.
it.
So far, I've won 3 in a row. I'm moving forward in the tournament. People were like, oh my God, this is the Cinderella story. This is the long shot. This is the one that we didn't think was going to make it. I just defeated actual fandom 72-27. It says, you are the Grifterella of 2024. The last thing CG needs is another, quote, writer. Don't miss the next Pro Grift tournament every Friday night. Make your vote count. We will. I'm going to win this tournament, Wiggle. I'm going to win. I'm going to dominate every single person you put. I'm up against Robert Kincaid, the actual pedo, next week, and I will defeat him because clearly I am the bigger threat. No one cares about Robert Kincaid, the actual pedo. What did he do? He drew a little shitty covers for some little shitty books that no one gives a shit about. What am I doing? Doing big things. We have huge IPs coming out. We have things people are talking about.
You're not allowed to write a comic book.
No, because he's saying that because I'm not an artist. Apparently, they look down on writers because everybody's a writer, but you know, not everybody's an artist. Again, the reason that I'm in this tournament, the reason that they put me in the tournament was because I'm a threat to them. They see me getting attention. They see people wanting to hang with me. They see the Kings coming and being on the show, hanging around in the chats, inviting me to their streams. They see me hanging with Ethan Van Sciver, him saying that I'm a good friend, good buddy. They don't like that because, you know, we didn't go through the proper channels. We didn't go through the slums. We didn't kiss ass of a bunch of losers who can't fucking deliver a comic with shitty second grade level fucking art called Hunting Alice after hanging around with a fucking pedophile for fucking years. But they're mad at us for coming in here with brand new
unironically accusing us of drawing porn while they draw a ball sack shaped whale. Come the fuck on.
I'm so glad the drama free world tour is over.
Yeah, we're drama free. I'm just stating facts. Facts are not drama, and I'm just setting the record straight.
The record has to be straight. Yes, has to be set straight.
We don't want the record to be Matt Barr. We want the record straight. So.
Or Vicky.
People know. You know. Again, we will win this tournament. I'm going to go all the way. I will be crowned the king of the CG grifters. And I'm in good company. I mean, they put EBS in there. They put Katie Did in there. They put George. Put Liam. You know, all the people they dislike. And why do they dislike these people? Because they're better than they are. Because they're more important than they are, and because people respect them more than these guys, and it hurts their.
Well, what's the Katie grift? Because she's just a commentator.
The grift is EVS gave her attention that they want. That's it.
But is it that she's monetized and is receiving memberships and super chats?
No, the grift is that she is no, because remember before she was monetized, they called her a grifter. long before
Oh yeah, that's true.
she was monetized. They're just mad. Literally, this all started because EVS had myself, Katie did on his channel on Trashcast, and he was giving shout outs to us and saying how cool it was to have new people in CG and new voices. And because Riley declared himself the future of Comicsgate, all this upset them to no end because, oh, you didn't stop these people. You didn't tell these people no. You enjoyed new people coming into Comicsgate and bringing in new audiences. God forbid that people outside of the bubble joined Comicsgate or started looking at Comicsgate projects and backing them. Go, hey, I've come in because I'm part of the Masterson's crew.
Go on.
If we joined the slums, they would kiss our ass. They would worship the art we're drawing.
I don't think so. I think it's a very
sadly Rich has been banned since he said Wiggle was cool.
It seems like a very closed club, TJ. I don't think we're welcome. I don't think anybody else is welcome.
Yes.
Wizard says it's kind of like what Gordon Ramsay says about chefs and critics. The one wants to be the other. The critic wants to be the writer wants to be the critic. Well, luckily for me, I am both writer and critic. Matt Barr keeps trying to say that I haven't written anything. Tony hasn't written anything, and if he did, we would want to read it anyway. Fucking dickhead. I've written so much. So many YouTubers, so many other media outlets have taken my stories and ran with it. I've written for video games, 20 plus years of media criticism. Okay, I've written professional reviews for various comic book websites. Okay, I have writing credentials. I just don't run around crying about them all day long. I don't put them in my Twitter bio like Matt Barr. Say, I'm 2-time Emmy nominated. You're a 2-time fucking loser. That's what you are, Matt Barr. You lost twice. Okay. Second place only counts in horseshoes and fucking hand grenades. Okay. Close. Doesn't cut it in the real fucking world, right? No one cares that you were nominated. Only people we care about are winners. And you are not a winner. You are a fucking loser, a 2-time loser. Okay. Also, that's not drama. I'm just saying.
It's not drama.
Stray Bean says I only started paying attention to CG because of Vito. Yeah, exactly. That's why EBS is smarter than these people. That's why EBS has more fucking vision, right? He knows that, hey, Vito and Dick, they got an audience, and their audience could be part of CG's audience. They're going to bring new eyes onto these projects. Tony and them, they're from the video game sphere. They're going to bring new eyes onto this project. Katie did from the mom gene sphere, right? She's gonna bring new eyes on the project. Who's Wiggle bringing on the only people watching are other people that are fucking slums. The slums, like I said before, it's the same 100 people that go from one slum stream to the next, right? That's it. You're not bringing in a new audience. You're not fucking moving the needle. You're not doing shit to help anybody. Second place is first loser, right? That's right. You ain't first, you last.
Well, I didn't know who any of them won until you told me. I didn't know who Matt Barr was until he mentioned me first. Well, look how that turned out.
Yeah.
The only names I knew, right, legitimately off the bat was EVS and Jimmy. I didn't know any of the other ones. And that's because they two were on DC. What the fuck has the rest of them done? Nothing.
That's why the Kings are all people who worked on mainstream comics.
Yeah.
Anyway, now that that's out of the way, now that non-drama has been addressed.
But we ain't mad at you.
We ain't mad at you. All right, what do we got to talk about next? So we talked about Cavemen. We talked about Tom King. Let's talk about Anthony Mackie. It's from Bounding into Comics. They hate us over at Bounding into Comics. Because they said they have too many ads on their website and they don't like that. But Marvel star Anthony Mackie says Captain America Brave New World will serve as a clear reset for the MCU. It is a new storyline with new characters, with new beliefs.
Oh, God.
Yeah, it fills me with so much joy to hear this, Mr. Mackie. In an ostensible, fuck, I can't read words, effort to salvage the long past its prime franchise's reputation amidst its continuing quality decline, according to Captain America Brave New World star Anthony Mackie, the upcoming sequel is aiming to provide a clear reset for the Marvel Cinematic Universe's currently messy creative direction. clearly, Bounding into Comics has no agenda in their article. Clearly, they're just reporting it, objectively. I don't know if it's long past its prime. Yeah. Everyone says that peak MCU was Endgame, right?
Yeah.
But so that's not long past its prime. Like long past its prime would be saying like Iron Man was like the peak and it's just been in decline since Iron Man, right? Like fucking it hasn't been that long since Endgame.
But it's been a while. No, it has been a while since Endgame. What was it, 2019?
Yeah, there's only 5 years. They've been around for what, like 15 years at this point.
Yeah. Feels like a lot longer.
It
I don't
might
like
be a lot
hearing
longer.
this. You hear this. I've been hearing this a lot. Oh, we're gonna start getting a grip of the direction. No, come on. There's only one movie, like one MCU movie in 2024. That should be where they get a grip of it. Deadpool, right?
Well, I think they are, but I think because of Deadpool. Okay,
Gonna
so I
reset
think
everything.
there's three things going on. One is the Jonathan Majors situation, right?
Yeah.
So that caused them to call an audible on the Kang stuff. Deadpool being introduced into the MCU, I think they're using that as a way to get rid of the other multiverses, right? And be like, oh, we're gonna get rid of all these other things. And I think it's my opinion that Deadpool is going to end up destroying all the other universes, but there's going to be key people that survive that end up going into the Secret War movie, so they can then bring them over into the proper MCU. Right?
Yeah, including a bunch of X-Men. No doubt. Yeah, Wizard's right about him not having a mustache as well. That's pissed me off.
They had 10 years worth in a year here. Thunderbolt Ross doesn't have a mustache. I wanted CGI to his face, reverse Cavill.
How hard would it have been just to put a fucking mustache on him?
He doesn't have a mustache?
No, the promo shot has got Harrison Ford with no mustache. I think that'll be like the comment that was made, from the footage they showed. How he comments, he looks different. I think that's it. Oh, your mustache is gone. You look different. Wink at the camera. Like,
Well, his hair is fucked up too. I'm looking at the image. Like, this is this is a shitty shot. He's got like a fucking Richard Spencer haircut. What's up with that?
they did. What's his name? The one who was playing Thunderbolt Ross before. William Hurt. They did William Hurt dirty. They should have CGI'd William Hurt's face onto Harrison
Well, did
Ford.
they have what's his name doing it before William Hurt? Who's doing it first?
Well, not in the MCU. William Hurt was the first Thunderbolt Ross in the MCU.
No.
The one before it was the Eric Bana Hulk movie. That was Sam
Elliott?
Sam Elliott. Yeah.
No, but who was in the second movie?
What second movie?
The second Hulk movie, not the Eric Bana one. Was it William Hurt in the second one?
William Hurt was the first MCU Thunderbolt Ross. And before that was what's his name? Ang Lee. Ang Lee's Hulk.
No, but the Incredible Hulk movie.
The Incredible Hulk was William Hurt.
That's what I said. I said, was he William Hurt in that one?
Yeah, William Hurt has been the only, up until his death, was the only guy that played Thunderbolt Ross in the MCU. There was no other guy. Tim Roth came back for She-Hulk, Stray Beans. Do you not remember?
Yeah, he did. I couldn't remember because there was Sam Elliott and there was but then I remember they made a big deal about him coming in for Civil War.
There was a rumor. There was a rumor at one point when when Spider-Man was rebooted into the Amazing Spider-Man with Andrew Garfield. There was a rumor that Sam Elliott was going to play Jameson. And that never happened.
That would have been terrible.
Yeah.
What's the name? I don't know. I can't see anyone but fucking guy they got is Jameson.
The
guy that played Gordon.
I can't remember his name now.
He was in fucking Oz.
Yeah, I can't remember.
As a fucking like neo-Nazi. J.K. Simmons.
Simmons, yeah, that's the one.
But didn't he get like really jacked at one point?
You got jacked for Justice League for some reason, and he wore a trench coat the whole movie. So I don't know what he's doing.
He was like jacked, but he had like a big fucking like Santa Claus beard. It was like Santa with muscles. Really weird. It's off-putting. Yeah, it says, Sam Wilson, actor, offered his insights towards his first full outing as the winged version of the Star Spangled Avenger while speaking with Entertainment Weekly's Nick Romano, following Marvel's first public screening of footage from the film at 2024's CinemaCon. Beginning with his thoughts how Brave New World will be less fantastical in its premise than some Marvel's more recent films. Rather than multiversal variants or universe-ending threats, Sam will instead find himself tasked with reassembling the Avengers, whilst also putting it down a plot from within the White House to kill newly elected U.S. President Thaddeus Thunderbolt Ross. Mackie opined it made more sense for it to be more of a grounding espionage action movie as opposed to aliens and airplanes coming through portals and shit. I don't know. Like some things work in the comics really well, right? And you kind of just don't think about it. Then, like for a movie, when you know, like, oh, you're not going to have 6 issues to build up to this, right? You're not going to have like a 300 issue run. You kind of go like, okay, so he's going to rebuild the Avengers, but like, who's he going to add onto the team? And why is anyone going to listen to Sam Wilson? Sam Wilson in the MCU doesn't have the same like legacy and prestige as Sam Wilson in the comics, where he's like, oh, this guy partnered with Captain America for years, and he's like well respected within the superhero community. He's like, oh, he like went on one mission, and then like him and Bucky did some shit. And
well, they'll argue that he was handed the shield personally by,
but he turned it down. Remember?
No, he accepted it from him.
No, he didn't. He turned it down. That's why
at the end of Endgame, he accepted it from him, and then he gave the shield away.
Well, that's even worse.
After Steve Rogers fucked off to the moon.
Yeah. So he got the shield, and then they're like, oh, what are you going to do with it? Oh, I just gave it up. Like, oh, that's the guy we should listen to. It says, even though I've been in so many of them and have seen it all now, the opportunity for Sam to really establish himself as a true action star and Avenger comes with this movie. Also, is he going to like... Is it going to be one of those situations where he gets tasked at the beginning to assemble an Avengers and they don't get assembled to the end of the movie? You're like, man, it would have been really helpful for those guys to have been there, like when he's fighting all these people.
I don't think he's going to manage it, though. And I think that's why you end up with the Thunderbolts. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Further, Mackie would assess that not only would Brave New World represent a scaling back of the Captain America series scope, but also mark the start of a new creative direction for the overall MCU. I don't think the Thunderbolts are going to be because he couldn't get them. I think the Thunderbolts are what's her name making the Thunderbolts? Julia Louis-Dreyfus' character.
Yeah, she is, but she'll be working under the president.
No, I think she's doing it like under like a Black Ops team, like.
And the president of the United States doesn't know about this.
Yeah.
And they're naming the team after him.
Well, no, because in the comics they're named after Thunderbolt Ross.
Yeah.
But I think in this, it's just that's the name because that's what the comic was. Right?
No.
And also, they weren't named after Thunderbolt Ross. That was like a cover story for when they fought the Hulk. But then later on, it turns out like it had nothing to do with that. It's just a coincidence that Ross is Thunderbolt Ross.
I liked it when they became the Dark Avengers. They were just like evil counterparts.
Yeah, well, I think that's what the Thunderbolts are going to be, essentially. Anyway, this movie is a clear reset, explained Mackie. It really reestablishes the idea of what this universe is, and what this universe is going to be. I think with these movies, you're getting a clear new branding of what Marvel is headed towards, the same way they did with Captain America, the Winter Soldier. And it's getting headed towards a lot of bullshit.
God.
I think they need a new fucking RDJ. They need somebody that's like a breakout, right?
They don't even need that. They just need to bring RDJ back, right? But don't bring him back. Just get him to sign off on his face, because that's all you need.
But I think he said he wants to come back. No, but I think they need a star, not necessarily like a huge name, but someone with like even Chris Pratt was like, oh my god, this guy's like really funny and people like him and his character. Like, remember, Star-Lord was nobody. But then Chris Pratt played it, and everyone fell in love with the character, right? Iron Man was kind of a C-list character. RDJ played him, fell in love with him. Who do they have right now? If you go right now, who's like the breakout star of the MCU, right?
Nobody. Well, there's none at the moment, no.
That's what I'm saying. They need to find like an actor or somebody that's like, oh man, this guy's really good. He's fucking friendly. The fans like him. Like the character doesn't even really matter as long as he plays the character so well and it's written in a way that like people are like really interested in the fucking actor, right?
Well, that's what
they
they're
thought
trying to
they
do.
had it with Jonathan Majors, but it didn't work.
They're
Also,
trying
I'm
to push
getting a fucking ad for fucking cider.
You must be anti-cider. They're trying to
No.
push the C-list and D-list characters now to try and make stars out of whoever's playing them.
Yeah, but I'm saying like that
But
was
it's
the
not
thing.
working.
Star-Lord was a C-list character. Iron Man was a C-list character. They just need a good actor. Like She-Hulk could have been a breakout star, but I think the actress was the wrong actress for that. They got like a serious actress, and then the show was like kind of shitty. It wasn't the greatest. The CGI was really rough. Like she didn't break out. She wasn't like, oh yeah, this is a hot, fun chick, right? Like even Brie Larson. I don't think Brie Larson is the bitch that everyone thinks she is. I think she's just like an awkward, introverted lady who's like wasn't used to being thrust into the spotlight that she got, and so she said a bunch of dumb shit, and like everyone's been mad at her ever since. But I'm like, I don't think she's not like that person that you're like, oh yeah, she's fucking like she's cool. I'm gonna be like Brie Larson.
I understand this argument that Eldridge is saying, right? For us, for people who have read comics all their life, that's true.
No.
But if you took going back before 2008, before the first Iron Man movie came out, take a few years prior to that, and go and ask 100 normal people on the street who Iron Man is, they wouldn't be able to tell you. That's why he was C-list. He's A-list now because he was brought into the forefront by RDJ.
I mean, if you go back far enough into like the 80s, right? The Hulk was considered one of the main heroes. He was like fucking A-list character. He had his own TV show. Fucking Lou Ferrigno.
Yeah, this is exactly why, because he had a TV show.
Yeah, I'm saying then like by the 90s, once the TV show was like a memory and you get the new generation coming in, his stock went down, right? Like, no, I love the Hulk. He's my favorite character, but I mean, I can't deny that his stock went down significantly in the 90s.
People before 2008's Iron Man, if you asked them to name 10 superheroes, Iron Man wouldn't have been on that list.
No. Sadly. I mean, he was the star of several cartoons. In the 70s, he had his own cartoon, along with Captain America, Spider-Man, Hulk. I think Namor was in a couple shorts. But that's the same thing. Like, Namor has been a significant character in the comics, but he's C-list as far as like the general public's concerned, right?
Yeah.
I mean, they kind of know him now because he came out in the Black Panther movie. But I'm saying, like, before the Black Panther movie, a lot of people wouldn't know who the fuck he was. Doctor Strange feels like a good shot. Shame Multiverse of Madness was ass. Yeah, I think Benedict Cumberbatch could have been. And at one point, they were banking on him being like the face, but for whatever reason, they like switched gears and they kind of pushed him to the background. Yeah. Tom Holland would have a good chance, but Marvel don't want to push him because he's Spider-Man and
because he's Sony.
Yeah, it's like, oh, we kind of got him, but we don't really have him for everything. So it's like, I don't know.
Remember,
like I said,
yeah, Kit Harington was.
Wasn't it? What happened?
Stray Beans is saying, remember when Kit Harington was meant to be something? Yeah, it's been pushed back.
He still is.
Yeah, he will. He'll get there, but it's just been pushed back because he's going to appear in Blade, right?
He was going to. We don't know now because they changed. I guess they changed the main actor or something, and there's been a bunch of rewrites.
They didn't change the main actor. He's still attached.
They said one of the actors left.
I think it was just the director.
No, the director left, and then recently they said that the actor, someone else is going to be the actor.
What, Blade?
Maybe I misread it. Maybe he's playing the villain. I don't know. But I couldn't remember. There was an article like new Blade. Yeah. No, he was going to be.
No, he's still attached to Blade.
It's still coming out in 2025?
Yeah.
Someone left then. Someone got fucking fired, or I guess maybe when the director left, they got rid of somebody.
I can't remember who.
Even Thunderbolts. Who the fuck's in the Thunderbolts that it's like, oh man, it's gonna be a good character that good actor that I want to get behind.
Well, I would have liked to have Daniel Bro was in it, but I don't think he's going to be in it.
Who?
The guy who played Zemo.
Yeah, he's good.
I don't think he's
But
in it.
he's a bad guy, so.
But they're a team of bad guys. He was the leader of the Thunderbolts, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was, but the Thunderbolts were the masters of evil that were in disguise. And they were all bad guys except for Jolt because she didn't know any better. She thought they were superheroes. But the new Thunderbolts is basically the people that have been in the movies, right? It's going to be fucking Bucky, Ghost, U.S. Agent, Red Guardian, Black Widow, Taskmaster, and then Lewis Pullman.
I wish they would change that Taskmaster.
Yeah. Well, I wish, like, even they got Sentry in the movie, right? And I go, none of these guys are at Sentry's level. Like, so either they're bringing the Sentry way fucking down, or it's gonna be like some really fucking ridiculous, convoluted shit. Wyatt Russell actually had a chance if he didn't look so goofy in a fucking Captain America costume.
Yeah. You remember that meme from Up? The one where he looks like the guy from Up, the old man.
Yeah. Yeah, like they don't got nobody. Harrison Ford, but he's playing Ross, and he's old as fuck now, so it's like I don't think he's gonna make it. Who's in fucking Brave New World besides Danny Ramirez playing the Falcon?
He'll be in it.
Yeah, but I'm saying he's not that, like, when he was in the other TV show, it wasn't like, oh my god, this guy's like really cool, or like this guy's funny or interesting. It's just like, it's just a dude that's in the show. Like,
well, he hasn't even in canon been handed the Falcon gear yet, so he's not a Falcon.
Who the hell is Seth Rollins playing?
He's playing one of the Serpent Society, but I think he's been cut from the movie.
Who's this black chick playing?
Which black chick?
Jashi Kai Rakwamo. She was in Precious. She's been cast, and Rosa Salazar. Isn't that that's Alita Battle Angel? Because they haven't shown any of the cast as far as Serpent Society, right? The only person that's a villain technically is the leader, and that's Tim Blake Nelson's coming back.
I'm not sure whether the whole of the Serpent Society has been cut or whether it's just Rollins, but
well, they said in the footage that he's fighting some villains with electrical weapons.
All right, okay.
Some shit.
Maybe he's still in it. I don't know. I just heard that.
Oh no, you know who it's going to be? Fuck. Remember in She-Hulk when she fought the Wrecking Crew?
Yeah.
Their weapons were like electrical. Remember?
Oh, they're not going to fucking recycle them, are they?
I think they are. It sounds like it because they probably would have. You know, we could just cut the Serpent Society and then bring them back. Because again, if you watch the scene, like they had their weapons technically, but they weren't super strong, and they were like electrical. They had like sparks or whatever coming off of them, electricity. Rumors say he's cut since they're supposed to be an Israeli hero, and the Serpent Society were going after her, and they had to cut it. Well, she's still in it.
No, but he's specifically saying that the SS were going after her.
Yeah, the Serpent Society. The SS.
Yeah, I know, but the connotations of having the SS go after an Israeli. That's not true, Wizard, is it?
No, I don't think it's true. Yeah, man. But having these two women, like, so Seth Rollins was supposed to be in the Serpent Society, but these two women, I bet that Rosa is going to be Diamondback from the Serpent Society because she's the love interest of Captain America at one point.
Yeah, but not Sam Wilson.
Yeah, but remember, again, we don't have 40 years.
No, we
to
don't.
do comics, and Captain America can't be cheating, so they'll probably bring her as Diamondback, and then maybe she'll either hit on Sam Wilson, and they'll use that.
I want him again.
She was a bad guy, and then she became a good guy. But there's no other villains. Well, I mean, I like the leader, but who else is the fucking villain? You're just gonna mind control a bunch of people? And like I said, with the Avengers, he's rebuilding the Avengers, right? And there's no one else cast other than the guy playing the Falcon. Who else is in there?
Oh, Liv Tyler's back.
Yeah,
Looking forward to that.
I think what's her name was better as Betty Ross.
Jennifer Connelly.
Yeah, I got a soft spot for Jennifer Connelly.
Nah, I'd take Liv. You have Jen, I'll have Liv.
I don't know. The whole related to Tommy Tallarico thing kind of puts me off on Liv Tyler.
Just don't think about it.
The chick from Alita is good. Becky Lynch was supposed to be in Eternals too. Husband and wife got cut. Oof.
Who was she supposed to be in Eternals?
Probably just a background character.
Liv H.
They put Precious. Yeah. Precious in the MCU is the new Thanos. Well, there is a character in the Great Lakes Avengers, which is a model. They should put Precious in. They should get like a really skinny black chick and then Precious. I don't know what the fuck her name is. Gabby, whatever. Because there's a character in the Great Lakes Avengers, which is a model. And then she's actually really fat, and then her power is to get skinny. So she's like a model by day, but then like a fat superhero by night. Because she's like super strong and she's fat.
Well, I'm looking her up.
The Great Lakes Avengers are awesome.
Bertha.
Yeah.
Big Bertha. Right. I haven't read Great Lakes.
You can have like a bulimic superhero. Before our time. They had one of the characters was Flat, and he would always get mistaken. Flat Man, he'd get mistaken for Mr. Fantastic.
They've got to do a Great Lakes Avengers TV show.
One guy, the best guy in there is a guy called Doorman, and literally his only power is to make a hole in things. Like he would just stand in front of a wall, and then you could walk through them.
That's quite a good power to have.
But he couldn't walk through himself, so he'd only let other people in.
Why could he not materialize on the other side of the door that he created?
No, because he's not creating a door. He is the door.
Like, yeah, no, but can he not, like, when he's finished creating the door, drop
but he's not creating a door. He is the door.
Right.
That's why he's Doorman. He's like, you could walk through him. So, like, he's like a living hole, essentially, right? So you can go through him. So if he stood in front of something, like, he'd make a hole in it, and you can go through it to go to the other side.
But then he can't. He wouldn't. So he should change his name to Useless Man.
They were all useless. That's the joke of the Great Lakes Avengers. Like, they're all.
That's why they should make a TV show. It'd be funny.
And that's why they're the Great Lakes. Like, they're like, oh, like New York has the real superheroes. Like in the Great Lakes, where like not a lot of crime happens, we have these like useless heroes. Like one character is Mr. Immortal, and his only power is that he can't die. He doesn't have super strength, super anything. He just can't die. Like if he dies, he just comes back to life. But he's an Omega level.
Was he the one in She-Hulk, Mr. Immortal?
Yeah.
He's a mutant as well.
Yeah, Omega level.
Yeah.
He's actually going to be the last person alive in the MCU, according to the canon.
Right.
What's with the ripoff Conan guy from X-Men? That's who Drew McIntyre can play. What ripoff Conan guy? Unless you're talking about Kazar from the Savage Land. It's the only... Because there was Conan in the Marvel Universe. Anyway, let's get to this fucking... Why are we always like talking about other shit? To this end, Mackie finally noted that the film's title, Brave New World, was itself a reference to this concept of refreshing the franchise. That's bullshit because it used to be called New World Order. So they obviously changed the title, not because it's a reference to anything. Fucking Mackie. The title implies that there's a new, bigger enemy now. There's a new frontier that we have to conquer. He ultimately told Romano, from Captain America, the First Avenger, to Endgame, the enemy was always good versus bad. Now that we've conquered that, where do we go from here? When the bad guys reappear, in what form are they reappearing? It is a new storyline with new characters, with new beliefs, and it creates a new idea of this new world that we're going into. They already did that, though, Mackie, because they already did the whole, like, oh, actually, the good guys are really bad guys during Civil War, right?
Yeah.
So, interestingly, on the specific mention of the film introducing a set of new beliefs into the MCU. They're gonna like fucking lecture you for 45 minutes about
Well, they not only
racist.
Not only did they do the good guys were really bad guys in Civil War, they did it before that as well in Winter Soldier. Remember with Shield, with the fall of Shield, and he says it's going to be a callback to that. This movie. I don't want another rehash of Winter Soldier, man.
Well, from what I read that the scene that was shown at CinemaCon basically has Isaiah Bradley
going bad,
attacking. Yeah, he goes bad and he attacks somebody, but it's like he's mind controlled. Like you can like, I guess the scene shows like his eyes are like funny looking or something, like some indication where you're like, oh, he's not in his right mind, and because then he jumps out of a window.
There's got to be some leader fuckery going on there then.
Yeah. And because the leader does have mind control at one point in the comics. So I think the leader they got him in they have him in a facility, but he's learned how to like use his mind control to like reach out past where he's at to like control people. That's my guess. It says during a February 2023 interview with Yahoo, when asked how his approach to the Man of the Parts more dramatically from Chris, Mackie affirmed, "My Cap, he's not a superhero. He doesn't have a super serum, so his superpower is his humanity. So I think with him, he has come to the stage with a very different understanding of what it is to be a good guy or be a bad guy, and what are the decisions you make that make you toe the line in that way you did. I just see him as more of a humane Cap, as opposed to the Cap of judgment, where this is right or this is wrong. There are decisions that you make, you choose right or wrong. Oh, this is lame as fuck. Captain America is always supposed to be the fucking beacon, right? Like the fucking this is it, black and white. Like this is good, and this is why we do it.
Yeah.
Archon, that's what I'm talking about. Okay, Archon comes from another dimension. He has those fucking magical lightning bolts. Also, he stole the Hulk's sperm and then made a daughter for the Hulk. That was stupid. The Hulk has way too many kids. There's way too many fucking Hulks in the Marvel comics now.
Too many Hulks. Yeah.
Well, yeah, because there's the Hulk, then there's the Red Hulk, then there's the Hulk's son, then there's the Hulk's other son, then there's the She-Hulk, then there's
Red She-Hulk.
The Red She-Hulk, then there's the Abomination, then there's Rick Jones's Abomination, then there's the other Abomination that they created from the discarded waste of one of the Abominations. Then there's that character Archon's daughter, which is they stole sperm from the Hulk and created another She-Hulk.
Don't forget Amadeus Cho.
Yeah, there's Amadeus Cho. Then Madman is technically a Hulk. He's the leader's brother who has super strength and can turn into like a Hulk-like creature, except for he's not green. Then there's Madman. Then there's probably several other characters. Oh, there's the Abomination from the future that lives in the sewers, but then like they forgot that he existed and he's just like kind of hanging out there still. Right? There's that. At one point, Betty Ross was a harpy. So it's that. Plus all the other people that just have gamma fucking powers. So
yeah,
again,
like
way too many Hulks. Yeah, like Random Dogs or the Leader or Doc Samson, who also became a Hulk at one point. It's way too many Hulks. At current, Captain America Brave New World, starring Mackie as Sam Wilson, Ford as President-elect Ross, as well as his purported Red Hulk form. And according to the actor himself, Mark Ruffalo as Bruce Banner is on track to freefall into theaters on February 14th. Meanwhile, the rag...
No, is that what they're saying?
Yeah. Mark Ruffalo said he's in the movie. I think he might be in the movie either through archival footage, right? Because if the Red Hulk's in the movie, and the leader, and the leader,
Tyler,
yeah. So they're probably either going to have archival footage showing the leader fighting the Hulk, or the leader talking to Sam Wilson, or not Sam Wilson, Ross.
Yeah.
Right, to establish, how did he get? He was close to the Hulk, and that's how we turned him into the Red Hulk, like in the comics. because of the fucking radiation or
You
whatever.
know, I'd like it if they did archival footage of when is it Tim Blake Nelson? Is that the name of the actor that played the leader? Right. I hope they do like a scene where him, Betty Ross, and Bruce Banner are in that lab, and he's about to be turned into the leader, but it's instead of Ed Norton. It's
Norton, they take Ed Norton out.
they take Norton out.
Flow in. It'd be even better if they use Ed Norton's body, but they put Ruffalo's face on it, so you could tell that it's definitely not him.
Yeah.
Let's go all out with it. Meanwhile, the ragtag team of Earth's mightiest heroes that Sam will eventually assemble are likely to make their proper debut as a full-fledged team in the upcoming Avengers 5, formerly the King Dynasty. So I think at the very end of this Captain America movie, he's either going to have like a bunch of dossiers of like potential people, or they're going to show like silhouettes or something. They're going to do like the fucking Justice League. Like, oh, who are those people? Look at that silhouettes. I'm worried. I'm worried about this movie. Sounds like shit. And I don't think
I'm not worried. I'm not worried about it in the sense that I now no longer care about the MCU, but I still think Deadpool will be good. I hold out hope for that.
You're holding out hope?
I'm holding out hope that it crosses $1 billion so I can get my 20 Canadian from Blinded Braille.
And you want Dr. Doom in it, right?
Well, I mean, doesn't need to show up in that movie, but he does need to show up eventually. He will. I think that's a bit of a lock now.
Yeah,
if not, he'll show up at least in Fantastic Four.
You think so? Well, does it count if Dr. Doom, not in costume, shows up in Fantastic Four?
No, it has to be in costume. That was part of the. It can't be Victor Von Doom. It's got to be Dr. Doom in costume. The terms were laid out very clear.
They'd have all my respect if they dumb down Hulk again. He's literally weaker as Professor Hulk.
He looks smaller as well, right? When he's Professor Hulk. I know he's not, but he looks like he is.
They should, what's that called? They should basically say that they should bring back the dude from Modern Family that played. Remember, because he played.
Yeah.
Fuck. I just had his name and I forgot. Samson, Doc Samson. Bring back Doc Samson's actor. Say that he did the whole thing like in the comics where like, actually, I tricked him and that's not really Bruce Banner. It's actually like a combination of their personalities, and like Bruce Banner's and the Hulk are still in his brain somewhere. Right? Chinese lady gave me 2 extra fortunes. Can't wait to read them. Immortal Hulk combines them, I think. Yeah, she's a red harpy. Yeah. Immortal Hulk. I didn't like that whole Immortal Hulk thing. I finally got around to reading that. Not a fan. All right. Do we want to read these other articles? We've been here like 2.5 hours. Should we just go and end it? Because I really don't want to talk about Gina Carano or Reacher.
We'll save it for next time. Lost TJ again.
And the Transformers stuff, it's like, oh, okay, they officially announced this movie. That's it. That's the whole thing. Transformers, G.I. Joe's actually happening.
Over.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. There you go.
And I don't feel like watching the Joker trailer because fuck it.
It's shit. Like, did you watch the first Joker movie?
No, I watched bits of it, but I haven't actually watched it.
I'm really not interested in it if it's not got Batman in it.
Well, it doesn't have Batman in it, so
no.
All right, let's just get to the fucking the good stuff. Polls.
Yeah.
Because we're all tired. We all want to go home.
Clearly, TJ wants to go home.
Clearly. All right, so I gave you the link to Frog Tony Gaming. Don't forget, Tuesdays and Thursdays, and maybe Sunday nights we'll do some gaming. I think this Sunday we're going to be playing some Contra, just so I can get it done and get some footage, so I can make a review. All right, so I asked 4 days ago, are you going to C2E2? 3% said yes. 82% no. 16% said what? What? Apparently, the Chicago Comics and Entertainment Expo C2E2 is a huge fucking event that like nobody fucking knows about, apparently. Because I've seen lots of people ask, like, what is that? What that's a thing? And I've seen like when people were talking about mailing them getting kicked out of the convention and blocked, like people were like, what is this thing? Is this some little rinky dink like convention? I'm like, wow, this thing's been going on for years. It's a huge fucking, it's like one of the main ones.
Well, you
it's
live
not San
there.
Diego Comic-Con.
But you
Yeah,
live
but
in-
you have the three big ones. You have the New York Comic-Con, the San Diego Comic-Con, and then like C2E2.
I didn't know what C2E2 was until this year. Never heard of it before then.
It's like Wizard World. Wizard World used to be fucking huge. And then it can fold into C2E2. All right, so obviously this is the members only got this a look at our work in progress for Ace of Spades. You got a little tease of this character. All right. Can indie comics affect the culture? And I say things like this. This is why sometimes I get aggravated with you guys, because let's go to the comments here. There's a specific comment here. Confused. Do you mean indie comics or Comic Gauge comic? Finbar. Can indie comics affect the... It's very clear what I wrote, right?
But you know Bianca's going to be confused no matter what, right?
66% said yes, 34% said no. It says TMNT was indie at one point. That's true.
It was, yeah.
Yes, but only because comics were adopted by Hollywood for propaganda purposes, e.g. role model characters, morals, ethics for normies. Wow. This is it's a big one. I know many people think they can, especially in CG. It's not the case. First off, comics is a niche hobby to begin with. Then, certain comic genres are even far more niche than the medium itself. Second, indie comics that don't sell in a big enough market don't really make waves to target culture. Being indie is usually against the grind or mainstream, which is the opposite of affecting the culture. Not to mention the medium's reach isn't really very far reaching, especially with the next generations, which is who will carry it into the culture. If not, it's just a fan. If it weren't so, then the CG customers would be younger. Just look to see why all ages, non-edgelord or 90s inspired style comics don't make much of a dent. Ooh, that's not good for us.
Wales isn't 90s inspired, though. Wales is like 60s and 70s.
Yeah, but that's where it says why all ages, non-edgelord or 90s inspired style books don't make much of a dent.
Yeah, but we're not doing a 90s inspired one.
No, he said no. I think he means like all ages, non-edgelord, or all ages or all ages 90s. I know we're doing non-edgelord, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we're doing an all ages non-edgelord book. So that doesn't bode well for us if people
Let's make it edgelord then.
Nah, it's not. It's why there must be an amount of ring kissing or echo chambered camaraderie with the CG audience in order to get your book to move, which is understandable. They don't take kindly to outsiders coming in and poaching their customers. That, unfortunately, is as far as its reach is getting. Ethan does seem to be the only one trying to combat this now, with you guys, Tony and Dick and Vito, audience members, being pitched as new customers. Who's to say that they will stick around after their interest in the drama dies down? The truth is that unless an indie title surpasses its original medium, then it really won't affect much. You have to make it to a streaming show, movie, or video game. What do I know, though? I'm just here for the jokes.
Nah, he's right. He's spot on, in fact, because we know we're not buying fucking Tesla Cybertrucks with the takings for this comic, right? We get that. But there are some people out there, and the angry ones mostly, that wish they could fund their entire lives off of making comic books. You can't. Not these days. You need another job, don't you?
Yeah.
Except for like, I suppose Ethan can do it because he's big enough, but the rest of us can't. And also Eric July, obviously.
He has the the career, the
he has the background. Yeah. But when you look at guys like Jimmy, who is equally as talented, and he's struggling or has struggled, it's life, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, I think it also depends too. What is acceptable? Like if we had no families, if we were all like single, childless, in our 20s, I think we could make a living, quote unquote, off of comics. It wouldn't be much of a living.
I don't think we could.
I think we could. If we all lived in our parents' basements, and we had, again, no kids, no wives, no girlfriends, and didn't really live much above our means, like, oh, we made $10,000 this year, and then we just stretched that out. Like we're eating ramen noodles. We're living,
yeah,
but we're not living good lives.
Yeah,
right?
we could make money, but it would be on a shoestring budget. We'd be living.
Yeah. So I'm bringing pirate comics back, so I will change the culture. No Bidenomics. That's what I'm saying. Like, there's levels to it, right? Like, are we living a good life? Are we living well? You know, probably not. But I think we could manage a like, hey, we're alive and we're not dead, and we have a place to stay type thing. I'm all those things, even the basement thing, kind of. Well, see, there you go. Wizards gonna knock it out.
Yeah.
Where was I at? Was I going down or was I going? Oh, it's going down.
You're going down.
Yeah, I forget which direction I was going.
Well,
So there are lots of brands.
You've hearted it. You've hearted already. You can see it.
Yeah, but I had covered up the one. I was already past it, so I was like that. I was like, oh shit, where was it at? There are lots of brands outside the big two. The big two know this as they occasionally buy out those brands. Oh, we get a buyout, Finbar. TMNT and the Tick had cultural impact. That's true. Indie comics are the roots, says 56K. TJ says, even if it doesn't, who cares? We keep making indie comics regardless. Eventually, they will make an impact. Nerdway says, under the right circumstances, I think they can. Do people here honestly believe Star Wars wasn't indie at the time? But Star Wars isn't a comic, Steve. That's, also confused. Bianca is confused. But the question is, would it be better if they did? Yes. Indie comics won't on a whole. Maybe a property might make it big, and be pushed into the mainstream, like TMNT, Walking Dead, The Boys, or Scott Pilgrim. But the SJWs will sink their claws into them, and property will rot. Not too much, not really, says Nerdette. Yeah, because the people who will write the mainstream comic books in the future are the same being influenced by the indie comics right now, many of which are taking risk or ahead of their time. It's the same as art. See, this is a good point that Tamu Mika makes. Maybe we might not have a direct impact, right? But there might be somebody that reads our comic that then goes into the mainstream and takes those same values and those same sentiments that we have in the comic and brings that to a new audience through a mainstream book.
Steals all our ideas.
Like, who are your influences? And they go, oh, my influences were Fabulous Frogman, that Wizard of Wordplay book, that 56K thing, So it could be. But again, we won't be rich and we won't be making any money off of this. It'd just be someone else who took our ideas, like you said, and ripped us off. I'm hoping. I do not want to live in an age or a time where I'm listening to an interview for some like comic book guy or something. Like, what are your influences? He's like, oh man, that Isom comic and Yaira #1 changed my world, man. Like, fuck.
And the thing he's written is equally as bad.
It's like, no wonder fucking media is shit. These guys were all influenced by Isom and fucking Alpha Core. Fuck. You're all what things, says someone. Those things. You can, but it's got to blow up. I don't think the industry's set up for an indie creator to blow up again like that. Well, on the one hand, I'm disappointed. But on the other hand, if this means that ISOM will not affect the culture, I think I can live with that. All right. Don't forget, every Wednesday, myself and my good friend Riley do the CG Scumlords. Last week we had the Quaff for Shot Scum Scummerai. Very interesting conversations being had. Lots of racist jokes being slung around. It was a good time. Good time. So if you want to hear me doing a racist Asian voice, definitely check out the Scumlord episode 2. Also, I talk about how I'm going to grape Riley at C2E2. And then we discuss the differences between grape and consensual sex. And if Riley agrees to it, then I would no longer be interested in said graping, because then it would just be gay, and I'm not a gay man.
Do you apologize at the end of it for the racist Asian voice? You don't say me so sorry? No.
No. No, not at all. All right. 2 days ago, I asked, should I finish the fantasy novel I started working on last year? So some people might know that I start things and I never finish them. And I did, in fact, start on a high fantasy adventure novel. It's about a group of mercenaries who go around helping people, solving crimes, discovering mysteries. Basically, it's like an 80s action movie TV show, but in a fantasy world.
This is the first time I've ever heard this.
This is the first time you obviously don't pay attention to what's going on.
Clearly.
We talked about this clearly many, many times.
Where have we talked about this?
It on this fucking program.
Was I there?
Possibly.
Probably not. I wouldn't remember that if I was there. Come on.
I even said at one point I was like, maybe I'm gonna put it out like one fucking chapter at a time for free on the website.
It's called Sword in the Blood.
It's called Blood and Sword. Disavow again. Disavow. You talked about it, the potion one. Yeah. Where I said that instead of magic, alchemy is going to be the big thing, and I even said it's like the A team, but like in a fantasy world. I've talked about this many times.
You won't finish it anyway, so what's the point even?
I got like 1,600 words already written. I got like the first 3 pages. No, but I did start it again. I had an idea, but I couldn't sit down. Like every time I tried to sit down, like I was like, "Fuck, I got to do a show. Fuck, I got to go play games. Fuck, I just don't want to do this. Fuck, I got to write a book." Man, there's so many times I sit down. I sit down at the computer. I'm like, boom, I'm gonna start writing something. They're like, but first, let me see what's going on YouTube. Oh man, there's this new video from JonTron, and then I sit down, and next thing you know, it's like 5 hours later. Like, oh fuck, I didn't write nothing.
That's what happened. That's been happening with me in the last week. I've been sitting at this desk, ready to draw, and I've been looking up at my monitor, and I've been seeing the Game Pass.
Look at Wizard says you just said it last. I talked about it last week too.
I wasn't there.
You talked about watch the show. You don't watch our show?
Well, when I'm not on it, no.
Yeah. Well,
unless there's something on it that I need to watch, then I'll have a look.
Every week is a must watch. Every week is a must.
Wow, I wouldn't say that.
Last week was the last episode of the fucking.
I was on that one. Don't you watch it?
How did you not remember I mentioned this?
You didn't say that last week.
Yes, I
Wizard
did.
is wrong.
He
means the week before.
No, it was last week.
In fact, no, because you streamed during the week as well, so it was probably one of the midweek.
No, it was definitely last week. Definitely.
If you can pull up a clip of you saying that with me on the panel, I'll apologize.
So if I can pull up a clip.
If you can pull up a clip of you speaking about this fucking geish book that you're writing, and I'm sitting there on the panel not paying attention, I'll apologize for not paying attention. Are you doing it now? Are you looking through the
I'm just asking if you to put some money on it.
No, I'm not putting money on it because I may well have not been paying attention to you. I do that very regularly. It's hard to zone in and focus on you for fucking 4 hours, Tony. Sorry.
You're literally on the fucking panel.
Am I though? Am I?
I hope you are.
If you can remember a specific thing you said, we can look through the transcript and find it.
I am. That's what I'm trying to do.
But I made it so Wizard is saying he made the joke about how he gets arrested selling alchemy, and I said the plot is potion sword run. I don't remember that either. I would have remembered that joke. That's a good joke. It's quite a good play on words there, Wizard. It wasn't last week, Tony.
You sure it wasn't last week?
I don't remember it. It might have been the week before, Wizard is saying. See, he doesn't even know.
It might have been the week before.
And if it was a week before, I don't think I was there.
You
I missed it.
You missed it. All right. You're off the hook. The homoerotic book. You don't remember that? Does not getting distracted that you write amazing. Yeah, it is amazing, Dickens. Look, have you guys watched the show? I know there's only 13 of you now. It's only 13 of you watching right now. But clearly, you see that just having a conversation we're like, we're going to talk about this one specific thing, and then next thing you know, we're over there talking about like the Iraq War. You're like, how the fuck did we get over here from talking about like Captain America? Okay,
that's why the show format changed, because we won't go too many tangents.
I'm easily distracted.
Yeah.
Also, don't forget, we got some fan art. Zombie Boy did some stray fan art. He colored it and everything. It's fantastic. So check out his video.
Zombie Boy is the GOAT, man.
He is. All right, we got 11 comments.
Oh God, how many of these is Jan?
All of them. All Jan. Red says, "Why are you gay?" No, you are gay. Fellas, is it gay to pray? You're getting on your knees for another N-word after all. No, it's not gay to pray. Are you reading any new comics right now? If so, what? And how do you like it? I'm about to catch up on the new Incredible Hulk one. The only thing I'm reading right now is The Immortal Mask. So I could do a review on that. I got a couple other indie comics I got to read. But nothing mainstream. I might eventually, when it gets warm, I hate going out when it's cold. But when it's warm, I might go to a comics store and see if I can pick up some stuff and get back into it.
I think the newest thing I read, let me find out what year it was quickly. It was Avengers Arena. It was like Battle Royale. 2012 it came out. That's the most recent. I've read that. So the whole series that were released, that's what I've read most recent. I may have read one or two things more recent than that, but that's the last series I read from start to finish. And it was all right.
Wizard says we should call it Tangents with Tony.
Yeah.
Does anyone really know what time it is?
TWT. That would be called. Twat.
Yeah. Beefy says it's Vader time. That's what time it is. What are your thoughts on Cody finishing the story? Good for him.
Yeah.
Do you think AEW showing the CM Punk and Jack Perry footage was a good idea?
I think it's universally agreed that it was a bad idea, wasn't it?
I don't know if it was a bad idea. CM Punk's not in the company, so I think it's a bad idea. The timing is bad, right?
It was pointless.
Yeah.
Is what it was.
It doesn't like you can't use it for a feud, you know. So there's no point. This
is exactly what I said when I was on the show with Aaron. I said that the end result of it, and I don't know if you follow any of what's going on in AEW. I don't really. All I really know of it is it was an angle that they were setting up. The Young Bucks were setting up with FTR, who was the revival in WWE, and the Young Bucks are saying that the FTR were behind getting Jack Perry kicked out of AEW. So the end result would be a 6-man tag, right? That's how it would naturally end. But how can they have a 6-man tag with a guy who they fired from the company?
Yeah.
It's a waste of time. And you can see poor Tony Schiavone's face as well when they were showing that footage. It's like, fuck.
How long have they been sitting on that footage?
A year.
Yeah, see, they should have showed that shit a long time ago.
But they're saying, what they're saying now is because that was in London, that there is data protection rules have been broken, laws have been broken by showing it.
That's even worse. Did Jack Perry, I didn't see the fight, I just keep hearing about it.
There's no fight. There's no fucking fighting.
Did Jack Perry whip CM Punk's ass?
No, Punk pushed him. And then said,
that's what I'm saying. Okay, so there, like if the footage was like Jack Perry beat the shit out of fucking CM Punk, I'd be like, yeah. At least you could be like, see, we showed how much of a pussy CM Punk is. I mean, it kind of would hurt his credibility in the WWE, right? So maybe that would be a point. But like, oh, we just showed how CM Punk punked one of our guys. Like, oh yeah, that really did anything for you, right? Like,
yeah, it makes this company look like. I mean, especially because he said he feared for his life. Tony Khan, we're talking about here.
Yeah.
And you can see that Punk like turns around to him and points at him and then gets dragged away, and that's it. It just makes him look really bad. It makes Tony Khan look like a real fucking. He looks soft.
All right. What else we got here? Why did Tommy Tallarico never sue Pat You or Pat Contrick for slander or defamation because he had no case. That's
yeah, I don't think Tony was ever slanderous towards Pat Contry. Were you?
No, he says, why didn't Tommy sue me or Pat for slander?
Oh, Tommy Tallarico sued you or Pat?
Yeah,
because he had no case.
What are your top 10 tag teams of all time?
Top 10?
Top 10. Obviously, I'm a huge Fabulous Freebirds fan. So we're going to count them as a tag team, even though they're usually 3 members in the group. But not with the Jimmy Jam. I know sometimes Jimmy Garvin came along, but for me, and I know sometimes they broke up and you'd have like, what's his name? Terry Gordy would be with somebody, and then like Michael Hayes would be with someone else, and they'd be fighting each other, and then they'd get back together. But the Terry Gordy, Michael P.S. Hayes, Buddy Jack Roberts version is the only real version. That's the group. Same thing with the Midnight Express. Love the Midnight Express, but only the Bobby Eaton Stan Lane version. Not a big fan of the Dennis Condrey version. Of course, as a kid, I really liked the Killer Bees.
So
not the greatest.
Iron Sheik loved them.
Yeah. What wasn't, they're not the greatest tag team, and they didn't have like a huge fucking amount of accolades. But I don't know, as a kid, something about these guys putting on masks and switching spots was like, oh, that's fucking cool. It's like clearly these guys were different sizes, and you could tell one from the other, even with the mask on. But as a kid, I was like, yeah, that's smart. Those guys are cool. Road Warriors got to be up there.
Yeah.
I'm also partial to Demolition. The original version, again, when they added Crush, at that point, Axe was already like fucking broken down. And I understand why they added him, but it was kind of weak. Made the team. Same thing with Road Warriors. You got to go with the original group, original 2, right? Once they started adding people, when Hawk went overseas to Japan and he was adding people and all that shit, like, nah. Who else we got? Outsiders. Outsiders got to be up there. They were. They were 2 great single wrestlers, both one world champion, ex-world champion, one ex-Continental champion. Excellent on the mic. How many is that? So what? Freebirds, Midnight Express, Killer Bees, LOD, Demolition. I got to throw in the Rock and Roll Express. One of the best fucking sellers of all time, Ricky Morton. He could sell like anybody's business. Sad that he fucking owes like child support and like they're fucking taking all of his money. He's like still having to wrestle to this day because he's fucking like just owes everybody money.
Well, fucking bag up.
Yeah. Well, what happened? He got fucked because what happened was he was making
else got fucked for the signs of it.
No, but he was making a shit ton of money, right? So they put his child support really high, and then as the years went by, he stopped making that kind of money because he was no longer. In the main event, he was no longer on top of the wrestling scene. He was, on his decline. And so he never got it readjusted, and they never wanted to readjust it, I guess. So he was like always paying like this absurd amount of money, despite not making it anymore. But Rock and Roll Express, fucking fantastic. And when you got the Rock and Roll Express and the Midnight Express in the ring together, fucking great. World's Greatest Tag Team, I like them a lot. They're really good.
Yeah, that's a good shout.
Trying to think of who else. Again, this is just as a kid, and again, not on any technical level, not on like these guys like lit the world on fire, but Brothers of Destruction. When you had Kane and the Undertaker when they were like teaming up, I was like, oh fuck, it's fucking awesome. This is cool. So gotta throw them in there. Just for that factor. And who else? I think.
Were you not any like Hardy's, Dudley's, Edge and Christian during the Attitude Era? No.
I like the Hardys, but
I put those 3 on my list just because of the matches they had.
I was a huge fan back in the 90s and all that. I like the Hardys, but over the years, I kind of get sick of the whole Matt Hardy, like the broken.
No, but think about them in their prime though. Like,
yeah. So I would throw Edge and Christian in there, yeah. I like the whole vampire gimmick at the beginning, and then like when they became like surfer dudes, I think they evolved really good, and they were kind of like the guys you watch, right? Like we've seen them come up, we've seen them like fucking be jobbers, and all the way through to become fucking world champions, and like, so yeah, go with the Hardys, not the Hardys, the fucking Edge and Christian.
Edge and Christian.
Hardys are honorable mention. Same thing with the Dudleys. I was never a huge ECW guy. But the Dudleys kind of grew on me. Like I didn't like Mankind when I first was watching him, but he grew on me over the years, and I was kind of like, oh, I got a little soft spot for Mick Foley. Yeah,
I would add. I would probably agree with most of what you said, but I would also add, and I know they weren't really a tag team, but Jericho and Benoit, when they tagged together, I thought they were good. I mean, I suppose you could add the Radicals, right? Because they were part of the Radicals.
Well, if you're gonna go that, I mean, when
you're gonna go stables, then yeah, you would have to put
and the Horsemen,
and the Horsemen, and DX, and
I would say the Minnesota Wrecking Crew were pretty good. Ole and Arn, they were definitely a tag team even before the Horsemen. And I was gonna say the same thing with like
I love how they were never related, and they just looked alike and had the same name.
Well, that's why they don't have the same name. You know,
no, yeah. No, Arn Anderson's name is Anderson, right? It's Ole.
No.
Ole's a real Anderson.
Ole's a real Anderson.
And Arn is... what's Arn's real name then?
Marty Lundy.
Okay. Ole died recently as well, didn't he?
Yeah.
R.I.P.
It's funny because they keep adding members to the Anderson family. Like even to this day, like there's fucking new members.
Just random guys.
Yeah. No, actually, you know what? Ole Anderson's not an Anderson either.
Was he not?
No, he's not a real Anderson. I think Gene. I think Gene was the only. Let me see. Let me look it up. And Minnesota Wrecking Crew, the original version was Gene and Lars, and then you added Ole. Yeah, so Gene Anderson is a real Anderson, and that's it. And then Lars was actually someone else. Lars something, Lars Heineman. And then they added Arn Anderson and other people. Ric Flair was actually a cousin.
Gene Anderson was an actual.
Huh?
Gene Anderson, he was an
You're robotic. That's what I said. Gene Anderson's the only real Anderson.
The rest of them were all fakes.
And like I said, to this day, there's still like, so you had Gene Anderson, who's a real Anderson. Then Lars was a fake Anderson. Ole is a fake Anderson.
Yeah.
Arn Anderson's a fake Anderson. Ric Flair is a cousin. Rip Hawk is a cousin of a cousin. Then, of course, you had Rocky Anderson. Pat Anderson, C.W. Anderson, who looks like fucking Arn Anderson but bald. I was shocked because Mr. Anderson, Ken Anderson, I was like, oh, they should probably add him to the Andersons, right?
Oh yeah, he would have been good. Yeah, blonde.
Apparently,
no, but he came into WWE's Kennedy though, right?
Yeah, because he was going to be Vincent Kennedy.
That's his son, yeah.
They changed it. Have you seen was it Brian Anderson? Brian or Brad? One of the fucking kids. He looked like he was going to be a good wrestler, then he just stopped. Brock Anderson wrestles. Brock was in AEW recently.
Nah, I don't remember that. I never saw it.
He was in from 2021 to 2023.
And what, AEW?
AEW, yeah. He's.
I don't watch. I watched one episode of it, man.
Oh, well, he's Arn Anderson's son.
Right. I know Arn Anderson was in or still is in AEW as a coach or agent or some shit, wasn't he?
Whatever they fucking call it. So apparently, some guy named Andrade is like married to a Flair kid.
Yeah. You don't know who Andrade is?
I've heard the name.
Andrade is he's married to Charlotte Flair.
Is he?
Yeah, he was in WWE, then he went to AEW, and now he's back in WWE. And I think he's going to be doing like a heel turn on Rey Mysterio by the looks of it.
Oh, okay, that guy. All right.
Yeah.
He was the guy. He was fucking La Sombra. In,
That's right. Yeah, he was luchador.
Yeah. Right.
I don't
Yeah,
like when they
sidetrack,
take I hate when they take the masks off them. I wish they keep the masks on them. Look cooler.
Right. Andrade Cien.
Yeah, that's the name he went by in NXT.
What's gross? What I said? Tag teams. I keep wanting to scroll Tony's screen up and down. Yeah. Where's Pam Anderson? She's not in there. Anyway. Yeah, so those are my 10. I can talk wrestling all day. No one wants to hear me talking wrestling. We've tried this before. You guys always tell me, "Oh, we'll watch," and then you don't fucking watch. A la Anime Hour. But
If you want to hear Wrestle Talk, come to Aaron's channel.
I think the problem is we talk wrestling, but what we talk about is like old wrestling, like because we don't watch the new shit. We're like,
I'm getting back into it again, and I'm now learning about the new stuff. I've got the WWE Network. I'm going back through the recent back catalogue. Some of it is fucking dire, though. I've got to be honest.
All of it is dire.
No, the current product is very good. It's a good time to get back into it, Tony.
I don't know because every time I try to get back into it, I hate women's wrestling. I don't know how many times I gotta say this, but it's like, oh, okay, let's watch the show. It's like a 2-hour show. Like, oh, 45 minutes is women's wrestling. And like, oh no, I don't want to watch this shit.
There's not a ton of women's wrestling at the minute, but I'm into the Bloodline story, and I like the Rock's heel turn. It was good.
Yeah. Well, I was a little bit into the Bloodline. I liked the Roman Reigns, acknowledge me shit. I don't think he should have lost.
But it feels like now that he's lost the title, it's going to get even more interesting because they brought Tama Tonga in, and they're talking about bringing that other Fatu kid in. And
I don't know if they're going to bring in the other Fatu kid because of the whole thing with the charity. Or like he scammed the charity or something.
Who scammed the charity?
The Fatu kid.
What, Jacob?
The one that's in the Jacob Fatu.
Scammed the charity?
Yeah.
Well, make him a heel then.
Like some charity, like they hired him to like do some events or something. He didn't show up. He did like a no-show, but he kept the money.
I didn't know that.
It was a recent thing.
They don't need him. I mean, they can do it without him. There's going to be like a split and then a civil war, and I think it will lead to a Survivor Series War Games match. Bloodline.
I mean, there's so many fucking members of the Bloodline. I mean, isn't there like a couple others that they haven't even brought out yet?
No, I think Tama Tonga and Jacob Fatu was the only two that was mentioned. I don't know if there's going to be any more.
No, but I'm saying, like, if they don't bring out Jacob, I mean, there's like others. I think.
Oh, there's like tons of them. Do you see that family tree? For fuck's sake, there's hundreds of them.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, what about what's her name? How come they haven't brought in the Rock's daughter?
She's the general manager of NXT.
No, but I'm saying as far as in the Bloodline.
Nah, I don't think. I think they're going to keep her on NXT.
She's an ugly.
There was no place for her in the Bloodline because she's a woman. There's no.
Yeah, but you would think even with the Rock stuff, maybe like they have her come out and like, oh look, she's gonna fucking do this, that, or the other, and then like she gets beat up, or she gets beat up, and then fucking the Rock is now he's angry. But it turns out it was actually the Bloodline that had her beat up so that the Rock would attack Cody or some shit, right?
There you go.
And she's there. It's like, look, it's the Rock's daughter, but like we're not gonna involve her with the Rock at all.
Yeah, Wizard's right. I think she's quite poor in the ring. I think she needs a lot of work. That's why they're keeping her.
I think she's quite
an administration role.
She looks like a female Rock, and I think that's part of the problem.
Yeah,
it's not a very attractive. But she's like, isn't she? When I was watching NXT, like the few times I watched, she was like with some dude in like a group or something.
I saw that very briefly, and I think it was dropped quite quick. I don't know. I can't remember.
Because the same thing would have been like, oh, you would think that like, oh, this guy like comes out and helps the Rock because like he's dating the Rock's daughter or whatever. Like, so he wants to get in good with the father. Like again, it's like you have these two people that are clearly everyone knows. It's not like a situation where we don't know they're related or they're like kayfabe not related, right? Like it's very clearly like everyone's like, this is the Rock's daughter, and the Rock comes back, and you're like, there's no crossover.
So
not even like she's not even like backstage, like, oh look, like you would think like, hey dad, like I would be like, hey dad, you're gonna be on the fucking Raw, like let me get in a backstage segment which you get some rub, like, oh look, the Rock's talking to his daughter, he's coaching the daughter to like give her advice, and then he gets attacked, or like then he like sees the camera and he cuts a promo on Cody or some shit, right? Like just to be there to get the push.
Yeah, I just realized he's trolling.
Now you're thinking about Eric and
J Fatu.
They don't bill her as the Rock's daughter?
No, they don't.
Joe Gacy. 2 guys left, so they split the faction. Like I said, I only watched. I'm pretty sure they had mentioned she was the Rock's daughter when I was watching.
They did. I think it was mentioned when she changed her name to what name she's using now. Is it Ava?
Yeah.
I think she mentioned then she's given up her name and she's choosing this name. I'm pretty sure. I don't remember because I wasn't watching it at the time. I don't watch NXT anyway now, but I do remember that when she was in a group.
It's the same thing with what's his name, Ron Breaker. I'm like, why the fuck would you wrestle as that? Like, you're fucking Steiner.
No, and they don't hide it. They keep on saying it on commentary. He's the son of Rick Steiner and the nephew of Scott Steiner. So I don't know.
He comes out dressed like fucking a Steiner. He's like doing like Steiner shit. He's like all wrestling like a Steiner. Like,
I think it's just accepted. It's just accepted that the public at large know that there is a reason why people have a ring name now. It's not like, because how many times did they say that?
Yeah, but their name isn't even Steiner. It's not their last name.
Yeah, it's what is it? Is it like Rechtensteiner or something?
Yeah,
something weird.
That's what I'm saying. So it's not like, you know, like, oh, he's like, it's a fake name. Like, it's already a fake name. Like, your name is a fake name to hide your fake name.
No, but I think they know that the public get that now because they keep mentioning that Roman Reigns is part of the Anoa'i family.
No, what I think, and this is my conspiracy, I think he's going as Ron Breaker so that way they can build him up in NXT and then like McMahon can own the name, right? Because he wouldn't be able to own like a Steiner because I think they got the trademark on that.
You're a bit far behind. McMahon ain't involved.
When I say McMahon, he was still owning the company at the time.
Why wouldn't they own the Steiner name though? Because Steiner isn't the real name anyway.
Because I think they trademarked it. That's why
they could have just trademarked Braun Steiner.
No, but I think he gave them that name. He gave them because his name is Bronson. I think they're like, okay, we're gonna call you Braun Breaker, so that way the WWE owns your name. So when we make toys and stuff, we don't have to pay you.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is they could have owned the name Braun Steiner because that's not his real name anyway.
Yeah, but as far as we know, they might have fucking trademarked. They might have went out and said, hey, we're gonna trademark Braun Steiner before he, Remember Blue Ivy? They went and trademarked all her shit as soon as she was born.
Who?
Fucking Jay-Z's daughter.
Oh, I don't know.
As soon as Jay-Z's daughter was born, he like bought the website. Like he had everything. Like they were waiting. Like the website, everything was trademarked, so like no one could try to capitalize off their daughter's
before
name.
Its head even popped out. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Enough of that silliness. Let's stop talking about wrestling and answer questions. What can be done to improve the AEW product? Oh, well.
I'll give you one word. No, not one word. One sentence. Remove Tony Khan as Booker.
As Booker,
obviously he owns the thing.
The only way to improve AEW's product, you got to fucking just nuke it and just start all over. I think they fucked up a lot of the booking because again, Tony Khan's like, here's the plan, and then oh my god, we could hire this guy, and then they like shove somebody else into the plan. Like, no, you clearly fucked up the plan by hiring this wrestler and trying to shove him into the main event, like some guy that's past his prime. Yeah, he's an old WWE guy, but who the fuck cares? Also, there's like 17 factions in AEW. The last time I was watching, I was like, why is everybody in a fucking group?
This is what you do right here, Wizard. Hire Russo. Do you remember he did that in WCW? He did a hard reboot one time. And he's like, do you remember that? And he's like, bro, I need you to give me your title. You have to trust me, bro. Bro. and everybody's handing all their belts over to him.
Well, they were going to do another reset. I don't know if you know this, but when Eric Bischoff was going to buy the company, they were going to reset it, and it was going to be called the WCW Big Bang. It was going to be the pay-per-view, and they're going to totally reset things again.
Jesus.
But then they got bought by McMahon.
All right, that was going
according
to
to Jericho. According to Jericho,
if Bischoff had got it, yeah.
Yeah, according to Jericho, that McMahon bought it for so cheap that he could have bought it. If he knew, he goes, if I knew how much that it was being sold for, I would have just bought it.
If you listen to Bruce Pritchard talking about it, he admits that it was bought for very, very little money, and he said they only ended up with like some equipment and thing in the video library. It wasn't like they got. It wasn't like there was a lot of assets to get from it.
Yeah, well, I think, and it might be Bischoff, and it might have been someone else that said this. Basically, the guy that was in the office making the decisions used to work at WWE, and people were thinking that he made this sweetheart deal for McMahon as like a favor, and that's why it sold for so cheap and why they got everything.
Yeah, because Bischoff could have afforded it with the consortium he was going for, but
yeah,
I think
they made the decision. They're like, no, we're going to go with McMahon, and I think that guy had the final say or whatever.
And they didn't care what McMahon was going to do with it, even though it was obvious McMahon was going to bury it.
So yeah, as far as fixing AEW, get rid of Tony Khan as the booker, and then sort things out. You got to differentiate yourself from WWF in some significant way. Number one, and number two, and this is where all the wrestling companies fail. I think you cannot hire a mid-carder from WWE and then turn him into a main eventer in your company, because now you've just told the public that your company's main event is the equivalent of their mid-card, right?
Well, to counter that one, that's what WWE did as well. So Rey Mysterio was in WCW.
But he didn't become automatically a main eventer. He was there for a while in the mid-card.
Yeah, but he did eventually become world heavyweight champion.
Right. Eventually. Yeah, AEW is not doing the eventually. They'll hire somebody and immediately shotgun that guy into the fucking main event.
Well, who have they done that to though? So who have they pushed?
Maybe not recently, but when they first started, when they were hiring people, they had fucking what's his name, the guy that died with the big beard. He was like a main event,
but he wasn't. He was never. I don't think he ever wrestled for a world title in AEW. I could be wrong. Anybody who's won a world title in AEW so far that's been in the WWE has been a world champion.
Jesus, they hired Jesus.
Yeah,
they did with Cody, mid-card to champion. But Cody wasn't even part of the ownership or whatever at the time.
Aye, that's another one as well. That's another thing I would do to fix them is get rid of all those EVPs that are talent. That's a bad look. Yeah, he had the TNT title. That's what it was. Wizard is right. And then when Cody went from there to the WWE, remember Cody had already won the NWA world title, so he was a world champion.
I don't know. Also, I understand that these guys are good, right? Kenny Omega and all these internet darlings, they're great, but they're not fucking people that normal wrestling fans are like, oh, they're like internet darlings. They're fucking Dave Meltzer boys, right? Like you need people and that outsiders that like, oh man, like when I watched AEW, I was like, oh, these guys are all like little 10-pound nobodies. When you look at wrestling and you go, I think I could take that guy, you fucked up on a fundamental level, right?
That's what I said to you about that main event of that one Dynamite show that I watched for when we were doing the wrestling show. The main event was apart from MJF, who I think is a bona fide superstar, the other three looked like I could beat them up at the same time. I can't even remember. Well, Jungle Boy was one of them, and then the other one was that guy just keeps trying to kill himself. The emo guy, and then I can't remember who the fourth one was.
The guy that would Sting, right? Darby Allin.
Darby Allin, yeah. And then there was another guy who was dead skinny as well. And these were supposed to be the 4 pillars of AEW.
The amount of time I have to explain that AEW is not affiliated with WWE.
Who have you had to explain that to?
Well, because people are probably WWE is the big boys, right? Like that's wrestling. So like when you're like, oh, I'm gonna watch AEW, like, oh, what is that? Like a second show? Like, no, this is a totally new thing. Like just people outside of the wrestling, right? Sammy Guevara, yeah, but isn't he dating like Tay Mello, or wasn't he dating Tay Mello?
He's been suspended. He's currently suspended.
Jack Perry's
currently in New Japan, I think.
I'm saying like even the Young Bucks, like I think I could take the Young Bucks in a fight. Right?
Yeah, they're tiny
at the same time.
The spot monkeys as well. I like they're quite athletic, but they're spot monkeys, and they don't look like they act like assholes as well. And I don't just mean character-wise; I mean they act like genuine assholes.
Well, look, you know who's the perfect example? Dusty Rhodes, right? Dusty Rhodes didn't look like a fucking athlete. He's kind of fat, kind of portly guy, but he sold his character and his fucking passion. And you heard him on, I think, the mic work. You need guys with like really, really good fucking mic work, good promo guys to sell you the match, right? Like you have to be invested. Why am I watching? And I think that's AEW's failing, right? Because even when I was watching it, I was like, why do I care about this match? Oh, it's great in-ring action and everything. I was like, yeah, but I don't care, right? You have to get me to want to watch the match, right? Like I really want to see this guy win, or I really want to see that guy lose because he's pissed me off, right? But if I don't care about the people in the ring, no matter what they do and how many flippity flips they fucking do and how many things of glass they go through, I don't give a fuck, right? At the end of the day. So get me to care about your wrestlers. That's how they got to fix the company. Get me to care about the people. He was excellent at punching lines before a show. They need a Bobby Heenan. They probably need some good fucking managers.
Yeah.
Storylines are key. They are. Also, they got to decide what are they going for. When I was watching, you had like guys that were like sort of kayfabe, like they had gimmicks, like they were really out there, and then like you had guys that were just like normal dudes, right? It's like
they're a fucking mess. They reminded me of WCW on the way out.
Yeah.
And that's not good.
Like WCW had the same thing on the way out because you had guys like Glacier, like, oh, this is like a huge gimmick. Then you had like normal people, like okay, so it's like a company with gimmicks. There's a company with like just normal guys wrestling.
You even had
have both
at one point, and I think it might have been when Russo was writing for them. You even had it like Shivani was on commentary going, like Kevin Nash and Goldberg are wrestling. Kevin Nash doesn't want to take the finisher. Like fucking hell, man! It was like they were not just blurring the lines; they were wiping the lines away. Like you can't do that. Man.
Russo did that a lot too. Like I think at one point didn't like Disco or somebody come out with a script. He's like, "This is not what's supposed to happen. This is not what we agreed to." And like that was like supposed to be like the gimmick.
Yeah, it was bad. It was really bad.
Like, no, like don't like break cake.
But that was Russo not understanding or respecting the business. This will be really cool, bro. Trust me, bro.
Trust me, you lay down in the ring, bro, and then we have this guy pin you, and then we'll bring you back in like 3 months, bro.
And then you take me to court and sue me for reals, bro.
You know, I love Jim Cornette. I hate some of his politics and I hate some of his attitude, but like Jim Cornette is like spot on when it comes to like calling how wrestling should be and like.
Yeah, I agree with his take on wrestling and how you don't break.
Which is funny though. Like if you listen to what Cornette says, he's fucking spot on. But then if you go back and watch Smoky Mountain Wrestling, you're like, he's doing the exact opposite of what he said to do. You're like, Jim, this was your company, and somehow you're not even doing the things that you said you would do the way he said you would do them. So
I think he knew back then what he needed to sell, though. Do you know what I mean?
I mean, he had fucking the gangsters. You know, they started in Smoky Mountain. Though that gimmick was awesome with the fucking affirmative action. They're like, we only need to get a 2 count for affirmative action. That's fucking gimmick. That was heat.
Yeah.
Fall Brawl. Goldberg refused to follow the script. Was the angle with Steiner. Yeah. He will defend that TMNT match to his death. The Judy Bagwell on a pole match. That was a classic.
Yeah.
Then the
Classic
pinata
yeah.
on a pole. Everything was like on a pole match. Hey, bro, why don't we just put it on a pole? How about we don't, Russo? How about we just skip ahead 8 minutes and the screen's in the same place? Well,
He's
that's
like,
because we're
bro.
done.
He's like, Buff, bro, can you get your mom in and we'll put her on a pole? He's like, yeah, okay.
Judy Bagwell. That was actually, some of the stuff was funny, and I was like, oh, this is, as a kid, but also some of it was like incredibly stupid. You're like, oh man, he really needed Vince McMahon or somebody there that like weed out the bad ideas and just keep the good nuggets, right? Like, oh, this is a really good, this one not so much. It's
ironic that back then you would consider McMahon quite good at weeding out bad ideas. Now that we know what we know of him.
I think he still knew what he was doing as far as wrestling. What bad ideas did McMahon let go through?
He lost it near the end. I'll admit, like, he had great ideas in the past, but he looked like he was losing his marbles. I think it probably happened around the time he shot on that woman's head. It's probably when it went.
I think he just came to the point where he's like, it doesn't fucking matter. Like, I can do whatever I want now because people are going to watch us regardless, right?
Oh, yeah, because we're still making all the money.
Yeah, so it's like whatever. Like, at that point, it was just like, we could do something really, really good, or we could just half-ass it and still make the same amount of money. So fuck it, right?
Yeah.
Like, I own everything. I destroyed ECW and WCW. Pritchard became a yes man.
They were all yes men, let's be honest. You don't say no to Vince McMahon if you work for him.
If you only knew what I'm going to do to you. All right. It's enough reminiscing. Man, we spent all that time talking about wrestling.
We've got to bring wrestling show back, man.
We lost 4 viewers as soon as we started talking about wrestling.
Yeah, no, it bombs tanks the show.
All right, everybody. Maybe we need a separate channel. Should we do like a Frog Tony wrestling
Frog
channel?
wrestling.
Frog wrestling. That really confused everybody. Like, I came here to see frogs fighting. What the hell is this? 2 people talking?
Just everybody come over to Aaron's when he's doing his show, because me and Aaron will go off on tangents as well. Aaron will be, oh, you remember this? You remember that? You're like, yeah. You remember?
I remember. We should just, you know what? Let's just find a fantasy booking program and we'll just book our own show. And we'll have Aaron and them come in and cut promos. Like, all right, Aaron, you're going to be Hulk Hogan. So we need you to cut a promo, and then you could be Dusty Rhodes. Like, which like fantasy booking, but like interactive.
Yeah.
It'd be fantastic. No one's ever done it. I think no one's ever done this. And I think we can pull it off.
Don't steal our idea. Copyright Frog Tony.
Always. All right, everybody. Love, peace, booty grease. We out this bitch.